Potato.
Get you just in time on that one. So, you spent much of the last session on the march to Druvenholme with a number of militiamen granted under your wing by the township of Lexvale, all in an attempt to bring reinforcements to the soon-to-be sieged dwarven stronghold of Druvenholme. Apparently, a great army of goblins and ogres is on the march for the second time in the past month, and much stronger than before, under the leadership of a hobgoblin warlord called Gremlin. You were granted 30 Streamweedle archers and 30 Helmsworth warriors. With time not on your side, Liska promptly fell back into her role as a drill sergeant that she played during her time in the Dominion of Torment's Steel Legion, and began to train them on the march. Last session was also... It also saw a lot of character development between Saoyun, Vellum and Arngrim. Vellum and Arngrim discussed their unique methods of smithing, discussed the importance of family and passing on and leaving a legacy. Vladimir also got involved, briefly discussing the cycle of life and death with and seeking to be taught the ways of artisan cooking by Arngrim, and also the mastery of weaponry by Liska. However, nearly a week into the march, you were ambushed at night by a large regiment of goblin warg riders. Apparently, scouts patrolling the northern reaches of the plains of Druvenholme. You all quickly fell into formations and roundly defeated most of them during the attack on the camp. But some of your archers fell, and were quickly rendered aid by Grunker and Arngrim. Arngrim then did something very strange. He gathered the bodies of the goblinoids and used his artisan's blessing, and much like Magneto, to siphon the material from their blood, creating a small ball of solid iron. The start of a new project, perhaps. Thankfully, the rest of your journey was left uninterrupted as Vellum continues to forge shields for the Helmsworth warriors. Eventually, you came to the front gates of Druvenholme, where preparations are being made for some sort of coming battle. Druvenholme is mobilizing for war. You met with the familiar face, the familiar old face of King Khazad Runemaker. From your meeting with the Malin Council, apparently a very crotchety king who was most closely aligned with Mara Freefeather on many of the decisions made during the council meeting. But you were all welcomed as allies and reinforcements. So, bring you over to the ambient image. He walks you over into a stone-carved room, built on to the side of the front edifice of Druvenholme. It looks like this has been set up as some sort of temporary command center. You see a massive stone table carved into the shape of the surrounding region, and a number of stone icons representing regiments. Out front, you can see a number of individuals mobilizing, readying themselves for war, as he says, "Let us discuss the coming siege." Now, just over a month ago, we were besieged by a great army of greenskins. It was comprised of mostly goblins and hobgoblins, but they also had regiments of ogres. Great savage brutes who destroy what they like and steal what they please. They were disorganized, distracted. We took advantage of that and fought them off, but at great cost. 500 of our brave kin died that day. Not only that, but we were busy dealing with the main bulk of their forces. They captured the fortress outlook to the south of here, right from under our noses. My tacticians believed they were using the mountain pass to do so. We've tried to take it back since then, but their ogre regiments, their defensive lines have proven tough to crack. With that, he gestures over to the representation of the surrounding regions here within the the table itself is a stone and carved to reminisce that of the surrounding regions. See that?
We see it.
It is blank.
Can.
Blank?
I see it.
No, not for us.
I think
We're just still loading the data.
Yeah, probably.
Could be
That's right.
my potato.
That is one sad fucking dwarven face on the side.
Yeah, I told you, man, it's the curse. You used to smile, but then a lady jumped off right up out of here and fucking sploosh right below his chin.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he got water on his beard. He didn't like that.
Have you ever tried to braid a beard that's got split end and phrased from fucking decades of salt water?
No. Can't say I have.
I feel like we're getting off track. The king says to you all, I'm glad you arrived. We've also sent word for other reinforcements. Several days ago, we sent a raven to Druvenholme in hopes that Clan Freefeather will stay true to their oaths and bring us aid. We heard word before then that Druvenholme had repelled a similar invasion. So I am unsure of how that oath will hold up. We can only pray to our ancestors that Doon will embolden Queen Mara's spirit and ours as well.
As much as I am, well, not one for prayer, I do understand you're something. Currently, and so just looks over the map area. Let's not waste too much time, shall we?
Indeed. Our scouts returned this morning with a word of a gathering multitude of greenskins within the dead forests of Matinyor. Here. They spoke of ogres, some armoured like gladiators. Others were said to be outfitted with absurd back-mounted catapults. Not only that. He pauses for a moment. Not only that, but they saw giants among their number. Hill giants.
Today is getting better and better, eh?
So, how is this a frequent thing, these attacks, or is this somewhat unprecedented?
This is probably the largest of their gathering we've seen in the centuries before. We've fended off a few war bands here and there. The wealth of this city, of Druvenholme, tends to attract a number of these greenskins, trying to get access to the vaults, be it through the mountain pass or overland. Throughout the centuries, we've fought them off without issue, which is justification for this standing army. And he gestures outside. You see what looks like a series of large cannons are wheeled by. You also see 2 regiments of rams being harnessed and armoured.
Hey, we have our own war ram. So let's see. So there are. So far we have ogres, back-mounted catapults, or like ballistae, and hill giants are like the main big things, right?
From what he says, yes. Our throngs gather to face them in battle. But most of all, we must protect this stronghold. They've been after our treasure, vaults for years. And we folk of Druvenholme are all too familiar with their sporadic attacks. Druvenholme and Druvenholme. These are the bulwarks of the Silver Kingdom. Against these creatures, if Druvenholme falls, then that is one flank that the Greenskins can use as an avenue of attack throughout the rest of the Garrens Ridge Mountains.
Alright, let's take it from the top. How many men do you have?
We have about 1,000 men standing, and they gather their numbers from within the town. We are currently evacuating civilians down into the mountain pass.
There's 1,000 men, plus the extra 30 we have.
Do you have any estimate to the size of their forces? And I'm not just talking like giants, but like numbers.
As far as we can tell, they probably outnumber us 3 to 1.
Well, that's lovely.
But our men are seasoned veterans. And he looks out towards the crowd. We have a number of force amplifiers. You, as he gestures out, you can see you notice a small group of dwarven artificers guiding what looks like a large metal crane holding aloft with chains. What looks like a huge stone figure wrought with runic patterns. Orders are barked, and the figure is settled down into the area as this area is cleared for it. Artificers and masons then begin to call over what looks like a number of silver-clad figures, taking what looks like a Dunish holy symbols and chanting a series of blessings over a gathering of Druvenholme Iron Guard. These are war priests. These are indeed war priests, clerics of Dune. These war priests then venture over to this large stone figure, who begin chanting some dwarven prayers. After a long moment, the runes begin to shine a divine sky blue, and the crowd steps back as it begins to move with seems to move and rumble, sounds like that of a great avalanche, and it stands to attention. The round all-black head moves around in its socket, awaiting commands, and the dwarven artificers begin to guide it over towards the front gate. and it stands guard towards the side.
Oh, that's interesting.
We have some of the best golemancers here in Druvenholme. Some of the best users of black powder.
Alright. That does give me a bit of comfort.
So, if you look in you and your party, in that folder there, under Battle of Druvenholme, you'll see a number of new character sheets that await you.
Oh, jeez.
Yep. I see him.
Uh-oh. They're kind of empty though. It's just an image.
Some of them have actual sheets on them.
You also see what looks like a number of golden-clad dwarven warriors that march by. You see their octagonal shields glistening in the sunlight. What looks like a regiment of mountain guard.
Alright. Liska, Argrim? I'm gonna say it as is. Now it's time to do a lot of thinking of where to place people. Argrim, you're most familiar with Dwarven, well, heritage. So you would have a good understanding of the people. Liska, military experience and strategies. Me, I'm most likely gonna have an inkling as to where to place, and so just looks back out towards the cannons and mechs. I might have an inkling of where to place these. So they outnumbered us 3-1.
Aye. But more than likely, they are dressed in rags, rusted weapons, and not so great tactics. Something we have superiority over them.
I would tend to agree, but cannon fodder is not really something to scoff at. If, as you say, they have catapults mounted on giants, or just catapults in general, that means that they would likely try to keep us at bay while shelling us with stones.
Perhaps. Though I do command the regiment here, the army of Druvenholme, I am open to suggestions.
Oh, 20. What the fuck is it? Oh, sorry, my roll 20 is being fucking
So,
piece of shit right now. Well,
Yeah.
no, it's like perma-loading. Like the
To
little
be
symbol.
fair, it's a lot of information and a lot of things going on with a fairly big map.
No, that's fine. I'm just wanted to do this for Sable.
Yeah.
There you go. This is all we have right now, Sable.
Yeah. So it's only the Iron Guard warriors that have character sheets. For now.
Mountain Guard, Iron Guard.
Uh,
Those are the only ones that we have access to, at least I think.
you
Oh,
all,
I don't have those.
you all have access to different types of units.
Oh, I only have the Iron Guard then.
Yes, Gronka,
God.
you have access. Rather, Gab, you have access to the Iron Guard warriors. 2 regiments of them.
Oh no.
Vellum, you have access to the Iron Guard crossbowmen. 2 regiments of them. Iska, you have access to the Iron Guard Ram Riders and the Mountain Guard. So, two regiments of Ram Riders and 1 regiment of Mountain Guard.
Nice.
Arngrim, you have access to the Dunish War Priests, the Steam Hammer, and King Khazad Runemaker.
Oh boy.
Yeah, don't kill a king, bruh.
Sao Yun, you have access to the Iron Guard Cannoneers and the Runic Golem.
This thing is huge.
It is indeed a huge creature. So Sable has the ranged infantry, Gab has the melee infantry, Avon, you have the cavalry and defensive infantry, Arngrim, you have access to the spellcasting infantry, the War Machine, and King Khazad himself, or we'll call him the Lord unit. Sayun,
The hero unit.
yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are the hero units. King Khazad is the Lord. Sayun, you have access to the artillery and the monster unit.
I'm liking this.
Okay, so this is very much sounding like we're going to be splitting up in this combat, potentially.
Yeah. I'd also
Alright.
like to
Yep.
give a reminder. We do have the earrings to contact, however, range is a factor here. So I'm likely going to be sitting back.
An interesting thing, even if we can't contact everybody with our range, as long as we can
can
create
relay.
essentially like a daisy chain, yeah, we can relay.
Yeah.
So, out of character here. King Khazad Runemaker here is kind of directing the army as the King of Druvenholme and commander of its standing army. You, as players, you're all going to be playing the part of Khazad's tactical mind here. This will be a test, both in and out of character, of how well you can all work together as a unit. You've all got an assigned set of units you can control.
I'll show you a unit.
So consider how you will be defending or attacking. Work with other units of other players to coordinate effective strategies. Depending on how this fight goes, this climactic battle is likely to last the rest of this session and the next. So be prepared for the long haul.
Yeah. I'm just going to make one thing clear. Right now, within my mind, I'm already picturing that this, if done well and done well enough, could potentially be its own little game thing within 5e. As just battles. Army battles. I'm loving this shit. Also,
This is gonna be fun.
we might need to fix something up for Sable. Because
They will still have an issue.
Oh dear.
I literally just loaded it
There you go.
after half an hour of waiting.
Do you see the units on the screen?
Yes, they're actually visible in the sidebar now. Oh, I see the units on the map as well. They also just
Nice.
loaded in.
Oh, they're up there. Okay, I was looking down the city.
You also have the warriors and the archers there, which can be controlled by anyone.
Alright,
Hey.
the fish boys.
So take a moment here to start planning.
Ram Riders, and it's the Meltdown Gout. Okay, what are abilities?
Yeah, check your
So I'm
abilities.
just pure crossbow boys, right? I didn't
Yes.
catch all of them.
Yes.
if you look for your hero token, then right behind them is the people you have access to.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Grunker and Venom, you both have access to the base inventory. I didn't want to give you anything, something that was too complicated to handle.
Yeah.
Where matters mountain curves.
Now, with the range, is it measured from? Where is it measured from? Because these take up like multiple squares.
I will say you can probably measure it from either square. I shall say.
Oh, yeah, that is something. So is it? Because that was kind of a thing last session, where because they're like large tokens, quote unquote, they take up odd placing. But is it? Are we literally just going to be doing from the visual of the token, not the aura? So like this is basically a 2x1 creature, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
I have a
Right.
question.
So what's the map objective here? Like with quote unquote, is it just an eradication of the attacking forces, or is there an objective?
Hold and defend, basically.
Okay.
Hold on. I also think that we might, at some point in time. Oh, hey, there's our tokens. We might at some point in time want to. Well, we'll see if their commander is on the field. If it is, I think there
that's some
might
bitch
be a
out.
push. Yeah, there might be a push. But like the five of us be like, hey, we should probably do something about that guy.
So
I'm probably gonna have to work together with somebody else with some melee boys, because crossbows don't have a great range compared to like longbowers or anything with longer ranges. So if we get rushed, kind of gonna be in a bad spot.
Yeah.
I think,
Especially since we know they got mounted cavalry.
I think tactically speaking, you'll want to support Grunka mostly, because he got front line warriors with crossbows behind them. That means you can basically double tap enemies.
Yeah,
Versus
warriors
melee
take the
range.
brunt while the crossbowmen fire.
Yeah.
yeah. So Jainer,
Mm-hmm.
I got a question.
Yes.
How are these dwarves feeling about a quote-unquote goblin leading them?
It's less about you guys as like individuals leading these regiments. It's more
Yeah, the players are controlling, not the
Right.
characters.
yeah. It's
How are they feeling about Drunk in general? Because
There's a goblin on the field
good
and we're not
question.
killing it. What's going on?
If you say anything, Liska's gonna have some words.
mhm.
Because I don't really want to get like
Maybe they've been briefed. Who knows? It's like, right, okay, there's gonna be this one goblin. Don't stab him.
Yeah.
He's on us.
Yeah.
There's gonna be
the goblin
It's a
with the
deepling.
Yeah.
This is a deepling.
I mean, not everyone's
He's not
gonna
a
get
goblin.
the yeah.
Well, I mean, if we tell him, like, this is a deepling, he's not a goblin. He's also one of the heroes that helped save the capital and your king. The king of all kings. Not your king, but, you know,
The High King. The High King.
Yeah. Dwarves and their weird naming convention.
Oh, it's on the
The High King, bro.
The highest king.
The High King is the top.
Yeah, he helped save your high king.
But regardless, tactics.
Yep, we're just having a think.
Yeah.
This is probably going to be a long thing anyway. They'll go.
Let's see,
right
so
So they're,
I do
they're
think
gonna come from
we-
here, right? From these forests.
maybe, we don't know.
We don't know where they're going to come from yet.
Yeah,
Oh, no,
like
they could be here already, just camouflaged.
yeah, Liska was talking about numbers. That also implied that they've been scouting. Do they know the direction that the enemy's coming in?
Like where they came last time.
King Khazad, Runemaker, said the dead forests of the Matinor Canyon. So presumably he's referring to these, to the general sort of line of trees here.
What's the deal with these spots? These places we could sort of fortify?
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
there's
those-
little
That's the thing
towers
to
here.
the south. That's the thing to the south that they took, right?
Yes.
Oh, they took it? Okay. Again, I don't have the entire picture of it.
Okay, so they're. I forgot about that. I was thinking that we might, as a group. Do we have any idea of the timetable?
Do you
Like,
ask
will
him
they
that?
be attacking in a couple hours? Will they be attacking in a couple of days?
Okay, well, you ask the king that.
Yes.
He says, best we could tell, we have until sunrise tomorrow before the attack.
And what time is it now?
It's getting towards afternoon now.
As a group, or to the group, was because we like, do we want to take that thing back, or do we want to wait until after the battle?
What do we know about the forces that have occupied it?
Best you surmised from what the king said. A lot of heavy forces have taken that area, and their ogre regiments have proven, even for their forces and the sort of tactics they seem to be using from within that area, nigh impossible to penetrate that.
Or is it connected to the actual city in any way?
They mentioned that this force seemed to have used the mountain pass. I believe you, Angrim, you know what that is.
Ah, yeah. Essentially a large tunnel system, if I am correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tunnel system that essentially connects all of the Dwarven strongholds.
Hmm. I see. So it's not gonna be too easy to get to.
Likely not. But I mean,
We'd have.
who's to say you can't attempt it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
I feel
I'm
like-
just gonna ask straight up before we move onward to anything. Can we draw on the map for a battle plan?
You may.
Yeah, I don't see why not.
I mean, that's entirely why this map is here.
Perfect.
Honestly, I think we're going to be planning for a while because there's a lot to think about.
Yeah.
And I would like
Don't wanna
us
rush
to
into
draw
this.
in where the scouts have put in information about what comes from where.
So,
So-
it seems like the bulk of the forces. Why am I drawing in black? What the fuck?
What?
You
Usually
gotta
the
select your
defaults-
color, I think.
Well, usually it defaults to something else. Okay.
It
It's
defaults
the
to
color
color.
that you are, so maybe your color's changed to black or something.
Yeah, that's weird.
Shouldn't
Anyway,
be.
yeah, it's still. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It seems like, well, it was said that the forces in general. Let's just make it red because that's getting lost on there.
Yeah,
Will be coming from
Right.
this direction.
Yeah, there you go.
Actually, I'll tell you what. Let's do one better. Because, motherfucker, we are going extra large. There we go. Force is coming from this direction. It's just assumed that they'll be coming en masse from the trees, not necessarily a specific section. People generally like to follow landscape, path of least resistance, so they will likely be funneling into these little sections. So
Yes.
that is something to take note.
The entire kind of shape of this valley, it kind of goes down in sort of a V shape towards the river here. These outcroppings between those are sort of sharp outcroppings of rock plateaus.
So that is something to take note of, is the fact that there are some big positions for siege weaponry to take position.
Yeah. And my range of the artillery of the cannoneers is limited from the wall and outwards to about here with normal. And then for long, it's about here. I can just barely reach.
Arngrim, Atlas, I believe one of your units can help with that.
I think so. I think it's the war priests, isn't it?
No.
You're a big boom
Yeah.
cannon boy. Steam
Do I
hammer.
have the cannoneers? I don't have the cannoneers.
No, steam
Oh
hammer.
yeah. Oh yeah, my steam hammer.
Your big
yeah,
boy
my
cannon.
steam hammer. Yeah, it's.
If you
Might be
look
able to help
at,
with
if you look at one of King Khazad's
I'm also
runemakers-
looking at him.
Yeah.
Is there any way we can collapse this cliff?
That would
Maybe.
take too much explosives and we don't have the prep time.
Or maybe traps.
I mean, we have like an evening.
We could maybe make like some very simple like kind of tank style blockers.
How heavy is the river?
It's sort of gradually. It flows gradually from the forest, and seems to turn into rapids the closer it gets to the waterfall.
Is it deep enough that they would have to slow down to go through it?
Likely yes.
I mean, if it's rapids, that's some fast-moving water. It only
general,
takes
not
6
just the
inches to.
rapids.
Well, I mean, yeah, I'm saying like it only takes like 3 inches of rapidly moving water to sweep you off your feet.
It's the river sort of widens and sort of narrows between like 30 to 40 feet.
That's a lot of river.
That is.
How do you know how deep it is?
Difficult to tell from from what you saw coming down to Druvenholme here.
Can we ask the locals?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
How
say.
deep is the
Is it
water?
deep for a boat? Just
Oh,
even
yeah.
a small singleman fishing boat.
Mhm.
Because if the answer is yes, that's not gonna be fordable really by an army.
I would also like to mention that if we base it on each square being like 100 feet, then the river itself would be what?
Like 30, 40.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean,
And I think that also might be a bit of a visual representation. I'm not sure if like the river's to scale, because realistically it might not be visible depending upon its width.
That's why
But
I'm asking.
it's good to know that a tile that takes it up is probably some seriously hard terrain to pass, if even passable.
so speaking of the river,
Mhm.
are we worried that they're gonna take something across the river over to like here?
That's what I'm worried about, because
Over where?
Get there.
Oh.
if they sail something down the river, all they really need is just set it in motion and hope it doesn't, bang
Crash.
on the shore or
Yeah.
sidelines.
I mean,
Or
that
just-
all it would take to like
This is the
counteract that
fucking-
is just another one of those whatever the fuck they call it, tank killers.
Yeah,
Just throw that in the river, and that stops anything from getting beyond that point.
I'm
Second
just
river.
worried this might end up like Helm's Deep.
Oh no, yeah, it's a very valid point. To be fair, this will probably be the point where they'll focus most of their attention on. Like they'll try to get it. Like I know that they'll be coming from this direction, and they can try to go up, maybe go back down, maybe just do a couple of quick hops to get to the main gate. But like this point right here is the closest part to the wall that they have without any obstruction.
And they do
Yeah.
have support from the occupied area.
There was also
That
mention
is something-
there was also mention of reinforcements from Farinholm.
Yeah.
I was thinking, and this is just me, I was thinking maybe I could place the cannoneers around here, but that's a very exposed place.
Yeah, but I mean, like there's a couple things, particularly given. Hold on, I want to actually read something.
What if we put really bad camouflage here, so they think somebody's hiding there?
Just as like a
Yeah,
I mean,
fake
you know,
out. I mean,
they
hey,
attack it, we know where they're positioned. It's not as stupid as it sounded in my brain.
I mean, yeah, there's nothing wrong with like putting fake outs and feints.
Yeah. My only issue is time frame.
I mean, it's.
Like,
How
we
long
have
would
a
it take,
night-
Jenner, for us to get for somebody, not us, for somebody to get from a gate to here? It's like 1,200 feet. That's like
It
not
depends
even.
on. It depends on the speed of the person. If
Yeah.
you have like an
Yeah,
average
fair
of.
point. But either way, I doubt it would take too long. We're into evening at the moment, right?
You're getting that way into evening, yes. The
It would take-
sunset's starting to dip behind the mountains.
It would take
Easily get
Liska
somebody
4
out there,
rounds
knock out
in
a
4
very
minutes.
shitty sort of.
I'm not so much worried about time frame of getting to and from. I'm more worried about time frame to make a decoy.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a good decoy. That's kind of the point.
They are kind of dumb. So something else to note is that we know forces will be coming from the forest, but they do have a bunch of really huge buff fucks that can come from this direction.
Yeah, and if they have like artillery or whatever the fuck in that form, then that might be an issue because that is real close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although, like, it's a pretty steep cliff, this, right? So they would have to come from, like, here.
Yeah, probably like to come out from this side.
Yeah.
But still, that is something to note that they do have reinforcements, big bulky fucks that can come
They-
through here.
The question is, like, how big is this path down here? Because that seems to be the down where I draw my arrow.
Looks at least like 40, 50. Oh wait, no, that's about 60 feet across.
Yeah, it looks like it varies between 50 to 60 feet across.
Hmm. Is there like there's some cliffs above that, like some rocks and stuff above that. Maybe we could like push stuff down there so it blocks the path, so that at least they either couldn't go out, or they would at least be very delayed if they do go out.
Question.
Just because it's
Do
not
they
really
have...
a big path.
A question to ask is, let's get ask the king, do they have any sappers?
Sorry, I'm not familiar with that term.
A sapper is a term for ye old tunneler and explosion people.
Yeah, like someone who like focuses on destroying wall and fortifications and shit.
Yeah.
Not very many. They're mainly used for mining operations down in the mines here in Druvenholme. We're not bred for war.
Okay. Let's see.
I have an idea. It
I
may
do
work.
too. Can I finish mine real quick
Yeah.
with the sapper thing? Oh yeah, that looks a lot better, sapper. Is it possible for you to send a small, very tiny contingent, like maybe 3-4 dwarves to blow up that specific pass? Like, to make it so they cannot come down that walkway? Like, just collapse the face underneath it?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
If you can guide my forces there, might be possible.
Like,
Yeah.
tonight?
Yeah, because that'll eliminate like at least a little bit of a threat from there.
Does it take long? Like, they'd have to fucking deal with it. Like, can you do it tonight?
I'll
And
see what
I
forces
don't know
I can
about-
muster.
Okay. And I don't know about the guiding because we literally just got here. You have lived in this valley your entire lives, so we can come with to protect them if you want, but we will likely not be doing any guiding.
I will muster some mountain guard to guide them down there.
Again, I could come with if necessary.
Thank you for the offer. Perhaps your presence might be necessary.
That is fine. Just come find me whenever you need to leave.
Nuts.
So, as much as I love having cavalry units, this field is not conducive to cavalry units.
No.
So, I'm thinking... like, at best... I'm just going to treat them like light cavalry. Like, at best, they're going to be moving it, like, fast as fuck around the field to offer some flanking positions and stuff like that. Because there's no way they'll be able to do anything but harry.
Yeah, I was thinking sort of the same. The layout of this place is more akin to artillery and ranged attacks more than anything because of the shapes and the small narrow corridors and choke points.
Yep. They at least do have that working for the dwarves, is the fact that if you can focus artillery, like, right up on her, like, where they'll be coming down, you can definitely do a lot of damage to some oncoming forces.
Yeah. My only issue is, as much as I love the fact that I got cannoneers, their range sucks.
It's 4 and 800, right?
Yeah. Which, granted, it's pretty good for the most part, considering the scale we're at. But it's still...
What I might suggest is putting them on the opposite side of the river. Like, along here. Because that gives them... Because the river is a very big stopper. Like, it's going to be hard to get across the river.
Yeah.
So...
My only issue is the top part of the map. If they come from the top area of the forest, and then just swoop downwards...
Oh yeah, that's why I'm planning on... Because we have... When the battle starts, we'll have basically the lay of this land, at least.
Yeah.
Like this area. So I think that... One, get the cavalry out quick. They'll basically be skirmishing up here. And then getting the mountain guard, probably the Helmsworth warriors, like our militia, set up to help protect and guard flanks and stuff like that. Because also the archers... Let me see... Oh yeah, because the archers... So much information.
The archers have a range of...
Roll 20, I swear to fucking God, calm the fuck down.
They have 400 to 600 of range.
There we go. Okay. So 400, 600, decent attack.
Am I allowed to take dips on the archers so they can supplement the cannoneers?
Yeah, if you want to.
Oh, I think we just lost someone.
Just...
Sable, he was out to take a poo.
Okay, and then... So the archers... Would you want the warriors then as well? Because they're kind of built up to be a duo. Like to help protect in case... Because they also have crossbows. From 1 to 400. So they can be like good for up close, and then whenever shit starts going down, they'll be right up in front to help the falling back or the repositioning, however you want to say it. But one thing that I also want to say is that the layout and how things are set, yes, this might be a good place to attack from, but all it takes is them breaking through right here to cut off and isolate everybody right here.
Yeah. Also, if anybody else has like an input they want,
Yeah,
come at it.
the rest of you have been rather quiet about this. This is a group cohesion thing.
What is the range of your cannoneers?
They're about 400 for normal, 800 for long.
Okay. I have an ability that lets you increase that by 200 feet.
Ooh, that's nice.
So where are they shooting from?
That can actually get them up here,
Yeah.
depending on where they're shooting from.
Yeah, King Kazo Druvenholme
Actually, I was going to
has,
say, if you can get them even up here,
yeah.
you can control pretty much everything.
Your consider how to use your Lord unit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm thinking on that. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm looking at Runemaker. This guy is a dick kicker. He's stronger than us in some cases. Actually, I would say in many. This guy definitely needs, there's the joke, don't get the king killed. Yeah, don't leave him alone. But this guy is a massive support unit that is an absolute bruiser. So he definitely needs to be in there slapping shit with the boys. He has runic powers that are essentially a series of buffs. He can give one person a buff at a time with one of these runes, and it lasts for an hour, so it's fine. However, he can transfer that rune to somebody else. The catch is, no unit can have any rune cast on them more than one time in a day. So if I put a rune on something and shit changes, and then very next round I have to transfer it to somebody else, well, I can't buff that mountain guard or anything for the rest of the fight. So we got to be careful with that and make sure we get the most out of it. So, all that said, there is a caveat. He has a rune of dismay. They must make a Christmas saving throw for the next hour. If a unit fails to save and makes an attack roll or saving throw again, the unit must roll a d4 and subtract that number. So it's kind of like Bane, right? But here's the thing: that targets an enemy unit and it lasts an hour. That doesn't have the same caveat, just from its wording and the way that the buffs do. So I can only have one buff at a time. But if he gets up there and he's able to start throwing runes down on the enemy, he can start mass debuffing. Now it's only a d4 off of attack rolls and saving throws, doesn't do anything for damage, but it would be incredibly useful. Yes, now this has a range of essentially 1 square. Since everything's 100, you know, so we can move 1 square away.
He also rides a warboar, apparently.
I don't like the fact that you said apparently. You made him.
He's making himself right now.
Sometimes things just, take a life of their own.
Alright.
His name is Charles.
Barvir! He's trusted bar companion.
His name is
He
Charles.
calls Barvir the boar deer. Okay. Anyway,
I want to say we had runes of the eagle's eye on the cannoneers at the start. That way I have
Definitely.
the range, which we then later can change out for something else once everything becomes a little more tight-knitted.
yeah. Now I do have a question now. It looks like this, and I want to confirm it. I'm guessing it is from the topography. River here from this, and you said it's in a V shape.
Yes, it's all the landmass kind of funnels down towards the river.
This is descending, correct?
Yes.
So this area is higher than this area. So this cliff ledge here The right side is higher, the left side is lower.
The left side is higher, the right side is lower, yes.
Okay, so backwards.
Yes.
So everything's funneling
This-
down.
Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't see things wanting to cross this river here. That would be incredibly difficult if it's rapidly moving and it's pretty deep and wide. I mean, if we just assume 20 feet on the shorthand instead of that 30 or 40, crossing a 20-foot wide, quickly moving river that has had enough time to carve across this valley and is big enough to power a water wheel for a city. This thing is probably deep. It's probably fast. I don't think it's going to be crossable by sort of a standards means. And if it is, it's going to seriously fuck them up and they won't want to do it if they can avoid it.
They may try and bring some bridges along, like a bunch of carryable bridges by like multiple men, because they might have numbers.
They also have giants and ogres.
Well, that too,
I was
but
just about to say
without
two
thinking
things.
of the giants yet.
They do have giants that can probably ford it, and that would be the exception. So
was
if we are
about to
going to plan...
I was about to mention, possibly they might be bringing siege towers that one side could just collapse over as a bridge.
Something to that effect. They can bring materials with them, or like pre-built crossing.
They are,
structure.
they are currently stationed in a forest.
Yeah, it's not hard for
Yeah.
them to like get like a tree.
Knowing
It's like
them,
a-
their siege materials, quote unquote, is probably a bunch of logs just lashed together being carried by giants. Let's be honest.
Probably.
And
do have
they'll
about-
just throw that across the river to build bridges.
Even
But
if there's
that's
not
okay.
giants, they've got numbers enough to probably be able to carry. But granted, it'd be
This-
slower, but they have a means.
This is true, but my point remains: the exception to freely moving across that would be the giants. And the only exception to that is if they have siege equipment, which they've then created a checkpoint. And we will know where they're going to be coming from. So, I don't see this river being crossed. They're probably going to be coming in two different groups, definitely. From here, and there's probably actually going to be a third that's going to come out. My guess is once we advance too far forward, guys are going to pour out from here or around here, and they're going to try and hit us in this side. If they have decent tactics, not even necessarily smart ones, but goblins and the like, they like to gang up on people and surround them and stomp them. That idea of flanking is completely within reason.
I mean, they did it on the Vork thing, so...
Exactly. So we can't assume it's just going to be a head-on, two lines meet kind of clash. We will want to do pretty much the way I see it. Three main things. I'm going to just draw a shape. Singular.
By the way,
Fiddle.
what's that? You're talking about like buffing and stuff earlier. What was that about?
1 second, let me make these squares here.
It's
The king can give buffs
Ah,
to people.
Yeah, check the chat log.
and also check your war priests, Balth.
oh, there it is. It didn't scroll down.
I've been looking and reading, trying to understand some of the stuff during my silence. So these are the three potential worst areas. All those guys are going to funnel from the left. They will inevitably reach that top square. If they either, I don't fucking know, if they, come down from here, right? If they come up here, right? Or if they just try and jump off the cliffs like
This,
Suicidal Madmen.
This is also a less sort of steep cliffside. This is like a rubble and rocks. Might
I mean, none of that.
they might come.
They could come there, but here's the thing. If they come from here, or if they come from here, they're all going to meet right about this point where I have the square, right? So that's just a general hazard area. We need to hold that line. A cautious zone is going to be the river here, because giants and stuff could ford there, try and get access from here to the flank. And then, of course, this is going to be the main battle area. with everything that's in the cone behind it. And that's something to be very cautious. And of course, I just said it, there's the chance, we know that there's a fuck ton of men in there that are some really beefy guys that can slam into our side.
Quick question before I forget. How high is this cliff face?
Wait, sorry, which one?
This one.
That is about... Let's see here. Let me just make a no snapping. About 30 odd feet.
A lot. I was
That's
thinking
not
of
enough to
knocking
really
some
be able
crossbow
to
boys up
scale.
there with some melee up fronters to stuff that gap on the top bit. To help
The thing is, we
fortify
don't
that
have a lot of
general.
melee boys, so to be honest, we're probably going to be filling voids.
I mean, could always get the fish boys. Plug that tiny gap.
Yeah, but if you see how much
Yeah.
they are versus everybody else, they are not a line holder. And we saw what they happened with basically midgets with rusty swords on dogs.
Yeah.
Giant.
I
So-
thinking was to get some crossbow boys up here, because then if things come from this way, they can bombard. If anything flanks from this way, they can support fire, etc.
Yeah.
etc.
What's the range on the crossbowmen?
400 minimum.
You know what we need?
What, so
800
what's the
it's
maximum?
400, 800 basically.
Okay.
You know what
Why
we
not just
need?
have them? Ah, fucking goddamn it.
I could have them beyond the wall, but that's sort of like limiting.
No,
their
why
range
not have them
firing.
again? The river is as much a barrier as a cliff face.
Yeah.
Why not have them right there at the river, and then they can fall back if like stuff starts getting really close to them.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
right
like
now
with
with
the
400,
units.
800,
Yeah, like
yeah,
this is
right
the,
now because
the-
like
yeah, this is
that
the
covers
gate, right?
that much, just basically.
Yeah,
Just as
like
a basic.
yeah, this is a gate, right? They could just kind of sneak in there if things happens. If
One
they
thing I'm
actually
worried
make it
about
across.
is us clustering our forces too much, because if they have siege, that's going to be a problem if there's like a bunch of people in this area. Because we're already going to have some boys as front line here. There's going to be some people back here, and there's going to be some people here to prevent flanks and give support if they try and go around that way. Because we've got 2 points they can come from here. So there's going to be a lot of clusters here, and I'm worried about clusters. Because that's like, you
Question
know,
for the circle orange. This isn't a gate, right? This
He circled the gate. This was already here.
Yeah, I made
that's
that.
the
You
that's
circled the gate up front and then the water wheel.
yep.
Yeah, mainly
If
as
the water wheel breaks, that is
Yeah, it was
that's
mainly
high speed.
yeah, I was mainly saying that like it was earlier when we were talking about the river. Like if they could just get like a boat or whatever over there, then they're like right next to the wall. Maybe they even like, and the gate was basically just that if they managed to cross the river, then the archers could just go in through the gate and escape, so that they have like an easy escape plan.
you can understand what I mean about like clustering our forces too much, because we know they have potential for siege weaponry, or at least ogres with boulders or some shit.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but we're also in a
But
very.
we're gonna have more range than them, unless because if they wheel up with a catapult to get into range, we're gonna be able to see it. That's gonna give us time to spread.
Yeah, I think you said that there were like ogres with or giants with like siege equipment on their backs.
It was ogres with
But-
catapults on their backs.
Ogres, yeah.
Yeah, but we would be able to see them. And an ogre with a catapult, if it's moving at us, trying to shoot, that's not gonna work. That there's math to be accurate with that.
Well,
If,
just to sort of get my head in the space we're going to be using, how far out do we want our forces to be in terms of safety?
So
I know we're
that's-
going to have front lines in places, but like in terms of like how far we want to be from the gate overall, what's our standing?
I think we can go. At least I know the cavalry is going to be making free range of this area, possibly forging up here to attack from behind.
Run.
Yeah. But also, like, the reason I'm like we're very much in, like this city is extremely defensible. Only two ways in and out. But this, just by the way the land and terrain is a funnel, and everything funnels
there.
Yeah, so we're kind of trapped just by essence of there being a huge, fast-moving river across here. If we want to, I mean, they might have some. I doubt they do, honestly. But if they have some quick, disposable bridges that we can have at our forces back, that we can just break as soon as we retreat across the river, then that'd be awesome. But right now, basically, I'm just worried about any forces being on this side, having their backs trapped against the river.
Yeah, that's gonna be the big problem. I was thinking about, like, when we were talking about the cavalry going around and like fording over by the river or by the forest link. I was thinking like maybe we could build like a little, a basic little bridge like over here.
It's like felling some trees or something.
Yeah, basically just so the cavalry had like yeah, because over here it's not gonna really matter anything for them. It's gonna not be an advantage, but for us then it could be like an easy way for the cavalry to like come across the river over there and attack them from the rear.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because I'm worried about like how far up the funnel to put any units. Because like you said, the funnel is, you know, limiting our placement options by nature. I'm just debating where to put my boys. I could just plonk them behind the wall and say that's that, but you know. Ideally, want to do as much damage to their forces before they get far enough to be a problem for the.
Yeah, and this is a siege, so there's nothing wrong. Like, we will probably at some point have to retreat back in. Just saying, like, don't feel bad about withdrawing forces. Yeah, because this is a lot easier to defend than this.
Yeah. It really is just a matter of how much we can kill before we have to go back into the castle or fort or whatever you want to call it.
I am thinking a little bit tower defensy right now, but that's kind of where my head's at.
Yeah, how tall are the walls again?
Sorry?
How tall are the walls again?
About... Sorry, I had it noted down here and I lost it. Give me a moment.
Yeah, no problem.
Also, in reference to the tower defense thing, this is essentially what this is. We just have movable towers.
About 50 feet tall.
Okay. So, also a question: how? So they're gonna be coming from the forests, right?
Yeah.
How big is that forest?
It is quite large. You can see it sort of ramps up into the steps of the cliffs that kind of make up the eastern side of the Massagno Canyon. You can see that the trees gradually go from like small shrubs to larger sort of dead oaks to these enormous looking rooted trees.
Right. I just had like an idea. Maybe we could like if it's so big, then maybe we could like do some ambushing stuff in there.
Perhaps.
Like after, like they like a group hides until the battle is like started, and then after the battle been started, they attack from the rear.
I mean, something that we can do that is extremely viable because of just how charging forces are. We could put groups hidden against this cliff face.
Yeah, that too.
And then whenever they rush on by and get further out, they can just assault from behind. Like, it'd be extremely dangerous for that group, but it's something that they can do.
Yeah. Yeah, another thing that's probably pretty... I mean, I guess... Nah, we don't have time for that. I was gonna say that we should probably, like... If we had more time, we could probably, like, cut down the whole, like, front of the forest just to make it like difficult terrain, so that they're kind of exhausted when they come
That'll probably
actually out of it.
that'll probably take a series of days to do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I stopped myself.
How easy would it be to cause a landslide? Because I'm noticing a lot of loose rocks in this area.
Alright, I'm gonna stop you right there in your tracks. If we cause a landslide, we're to blame for any loss of trade and traffic to and from this place.
And also, our forces are going to be beneath these rocks?
I mean,
Yeah. Like,
we could set up
cool
charges
idea.
during a retreat, but yeah.
Might be highly effective, but
I'm also still hung
Cost.
up on my little alcove idea. If we could drop those rocks there, it blocks it.
that may be a better idea.
Yeah, that
Wouldn't
was
that
what I was
also
thinking
trap
mainly,
whoever's
but
on there?
then I was thinking about how else to apply it.
Wouldn't that also trap
Could
whoever's
you
on
just
there?
trap people and
No,
then
you
they'd
can
have
set
a
up like
40
something
fucking
here,
jump?
because if we're falling back, then we're falling back. See, not like maybe like slides or ladders or something on this side that they can easily retreat with if we need to fall back. Because if things are overrun here, there's going to be some boys here. They're not going to be immediately swarmed by guys while they're getting down. So it gives a stable position to fire from for the entirety of our sort of work area, and then a viable means to fall back that they can't take advantage of, because they get here and there's a ladder up to the place that they've already gone past. It's not really doing them any favors, but it'll help us if we need to fall back. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I would still think the crossbowmen should be up front.
Oh, I've got two lots. And
Well, yeah,
we
so-
are worried about, like, we got 2 points of advancement, is what I'm seeing by these squares.
Well, yeah, but then we also have we have Iron Guard warriors. We have the Mountain Guard right here who's going to defend this approaching line, which is probably going to be hit by ogres and giants. Like, we have groups and capabilities of blocking it, like, advancement.
I suppose I'm trying to get as much range as I can out of these guys, because they don't...
That's what I'm saying. Like, putting them here gives you complete coverage of this entire front. Because back
again,
here,
I'm not saying I'm
they're
not
shooting
gonna
our
put guys
guys.
there. I'm saying maybe one here and one... Arrow, where are you? There you are. So like one here and then one here.
Okay, but for the first half of the battle, these people are going to be doing nothing.
Yeah, that's pointless. That's a good tactical and defensive position, but that's not a good position to start in. Okay, so this is essentially going to be a wall. This river is more or less a wall. It can be crossed, yes, but it's really fucking difficult to, and I imagine that nobody's going to have the ability to just go from here and move across and get in with their boys. That's not happening. What we need to be more concerned of, more than anything, is being outside of our walls. Because why are we even bothering to leave the walls? Why are we sallying out to fight them? That's something to consider, right? Because we have defense. If everybody, all the melee guys are inside the walls, and all the range guys are up on the walls, they have to come to us, knock us down. The only guys that can affect us will be the fucking, what's the word? The ranged guys and any siege. The melee would just wait back, I'm guessing, because there's nothing they can do, while range takes pot shot at us and we take pot shot at them in their siege. The only reason we are wanting to sally out in the first place is because they have catapults, which might have the capacity to reach us and damage our walls without us being able to reach back. If we can reach them with our cannoneers, we just will want to shoot them. Because, as Avon said before, this is a natural funnel. No matter what we do, we are going to end up trapped. We have a literal mountain to our back and a river to our front. Or to our left and to our right. Where do you go? What do you do? Do you deploy past the river, knowing that then you have to cross that raging river half the size of a person, wearing all that heavy metal armor? No, that's suicide.
My concern is that we're putting a lot of focus and effort onto if they're coming from this direction. Which again, it sounds feasible, it sounds planned. They've got like a sort of reinforcement point from here. But what if just like a bunch of them start coming around here, and then a bulk of their forces are using that funnel that exists? Like I said, this is a wall. Why would they try and cross it?
Well, I said we do have a lot of melee to...
Let's take it from a different angle. Let's consider that the entire forest line is where the enemy is coming from.
Yeah.
Which direction would it be most likely to come from in order to maximize their however unorganized defenses or attacks might be? Like, if they go...
I have an answer for you.
Yeah, if they go by the river, then the river will be their drawing line. It'll be where they will come to and then try and cross. If they take from the top part and go around and towards the mountainsides, downward toward us, that'll where they'll come from, and it's a giant funnel. It'll be a shooting gallery for us. They'll come from above to below. We have the whole line of sight.
Which is really good, because bear this in mind. When somebody is descending towards you in battle, that's really bad if it's a charge and you're going to meet in melee. It's great if you're ranged, because if you're upranged and you're higher than them and you're shooting down, that's great. But if there is a slope away from you, they dip below the horizon level. You can't see them. If they're coming from above, well, you can see them. You have a backstop for your bullets. They're coming down, and they are constantly in frame, quote unquote, for you to shoot at. So there is no cover. There is no escape. They get to a point. If they get past here, they actually trap themselves in a funnel. There's a wall here to get to the point where they can't back up. They can't retreat. If they do retreat, they have to retreat through a choke point that they're not going to be able to quickly all get through. They're going to clog up if they try to panic and go through there and trap everybody. But if a lot comes from up here, which I think they would, because the alternative is having to cross this river, we have to bear in mind, you know, Sable, you're saying, why are we focusing so much down here? Because they stole this half, and they're full of elite men, and it's not enough for us to take back right now. There would be no reason for them not to send at least some dudes up from here. They're likely going to have something that's going to come around this corner or out of these holes and come up here and try and meet us. They'll have to cross this at some point. We'll have to be aware of that. We'll want to fuck these guys up as much as we can as they come from the top of the river. And once we basically... because we have a main army and reinforcements are the things that we're going to have to worry about. We likely will have a main army that's going to come from the top. It can come from here, yes. But if I were any form of intelligent goblin commander, I would say I want to get siege up here. I don't want to have any fucking infantry come through here, because these are death choke points. Right? Because if the cannoneers are up here, just like that, they can shoot us and kill us. Right? So if I see this shit, I want to come through here, and I'll be willing to take that because I have the numbers. I can take some losses, and while that happens, I try to get some guys to come around and flank here. Or I'd have my other guys come up from the bottom while they're distracted and turtling and flank up here. And then I would use my numbers to my advantage, because they have 3 times as much of us. They want to use that numbers. They have 3 times as much as us. We want to choke them in so they can't. Our surface area of a fighting line is going to be stronger than theirs. They can only win by having more surface area than us. If we can have a barrier, like a physical, tangible wall of a face, and a river that melee can't cross to surround us, we can just set up sort of like a shield wall kind of line deal and just protect ourselves.
Well, I'm going to wait until all the melee boys are placed so I can judge more effectively where to put mine.
And there's also... so... it kind of, again, like, a numbers thing is, of course, numbers is also very big, but judging by the battlefield and the direction they're coming from, visually, when you're looking from the forest out into this valley, it's not intrinsic that, oh, we're going to have to go from this direction, because you see the front face of this fortress and it's almost facing this direction. and it's kind of misleading that the gate's on this side. So you probably are going to have, like, just coming from the fortress, the cliff face is right here, the tree line
Oh boy.
is right here. So it does, like, from just infantry point of view, it does make sense to come at from the biggest face, like the biggest access point, which is right here, like across this face line. Because when you're in combat and you're moving, you take the shortest distance. It doesn't intrinsically make sense to large groups of people to go up and around until someone might, like, you see it in crowds where everybody's moving and they meet a barrier and then suddenly they start clustering until someone finds the way through, and then suddenly they all start filtering back through that direction. So I think that in the beginning we're going to have a bunch clustering right here, and then they're going to start coming and filtering in from this direction. So at this point in time where they're doing their thing, we can pepper, we can, like, cannoneer them to fuck and deal some good damage. We'll probably have to deal with siege. That's just a given. But until that point, I think we should focus mainly most of our melee here. I have the mountain guard because they are big, super beefy boys right here in case they do manage to try to get across. And I will be having the riders hopefully haranguing as they can. If we do want to build like a small bridge, I do think it would be smart to have some form of mobile bridge, just for our forces to possibly, like, just even something small that people can go across one at a time, because I feel like as the heroes, we might have to take out siege.
Yeah, that's going to be our job.
I feel like maybe...
And also, that means the alternative is the steam hammer cannot be on this side of the combat, and that's just something to consider.
Yeah. I think that something we might have to worry about is that because they have, like, both ogres and possibly giants, that they could probably pretty easily just take 3 trees or a couple of trees and just kind of make bridges over there.
Yeah, I did say that earlier.
Yeah.
And that's something that we need to be able to...
Yeah,
that's a good point, Gabo.
Yeah, although to be fair, we would probably be very easily be able to see that.
Oh yeah. Like, we'll see them approaching with giant fucking trees.
Yeah, so then we can kind of focus that then. But also, do we have some casters, right? The what were they called?
The rune clerics or whatever their name is.
The
rune guards.
War priests.
War priests.
War priests.
Yes.
Yeah, I just plopped them down here.
Yeah. Do they have any? Do they have any like AOE stuff?
Yes, they do. Okay, so here's the thing. Start off. All right, healing presence. They just emanate an aura, restoring hit points to adjacent units within 100 feet, and anyone they've stacked on if they can at the start of their turn. If they have more than half of their hit points, it's 2d8. If they have less, it's 1d8. They're a swarm, so they follow those rules as everything is. They're multi-attack. Their weapon's only a +3 that does 2d8 +4 if what do you call it? +4 if over half, and 1d8 +4 if under half. So yeah, these guys aren't great at actually getting in there and hitting things. However, they have Sacred Flame, so on an adjacent thing, they can force a Dexterity 16 save, or take the radiant damage of 2d8 or 1d8, again, respective on half. Cover doesn't matter. They can bless on a 5 to 6 recharge, and gives it the d4 to attacks and saving throws. And then they can flame strike with a recharge on a 6. So they can also act as mini artillery, quote unquote, with a long reload time, potentially. So if we are like in any case, I'll just freehand. If we have some fucking boys here, right, and I have my guy here, if it's within 100 feet in either way, they could be healing 2 lines at a time.
Yeah.
Right?
So they're probably gonna have to be like behind
do
the...
some beef.
Yeah, they're gonna be like behind the infantry.
Yeah, I definitely think that's something that, like, we should take advantage of anything that heals in this combat.
Yeah.
Like temp hit points, healing, because that's units. Like, unlike characters, these units start doing poorly when they start taking damage. So anything that can prevent that is good.
I have a question. And this might be a stretch of sort of features. And I totally understand if the answer is no. But one of my features is I can make the snacks that give temp hit points. Normally that's for the scale of a party. If I make difficult checks, would I be able to actually cook some sort of morale-raising meal instead of having a little treat for a player that does the same thing for these units, which is just giving my proficiency plus 4 temp hit points?
Like
to basically say, here's a meal that will give you the energy to fight, and maybe even do my priestly shit and fucking bless it.
Like you did with the Granny Army, in a way.
Okay.
Where you
I'm
rounded
totally down for like a morale +1 boost. Are we doing those morale rules, by the way, Jenner?
Yes, I would say so.
Okay.
Yeah, either a morale boost, or I use my chef thing where I would cook us treats that you can eat to have temporary hit points. Maybe something like that, where I just can, instead of automatically doing it at the end of the rest, I can attempt to check to feed the army to give them that benefit. Since all of the players are going to have a Bracken Brick emergency ration, you know, can I cook a meal that essentially does the same thing for these NPCs and give them just 4 temp hit points?
Sure. I will certainly allow it. Just go ahead and make me a roll here.
Sure. Let me get his sheet up. There they go.
So, I have a question. Janner.
Yep.
Do the dwarves have a lot of oil or tar or something like that?
Tar and oil.
Because making flame traps would be pretty good, especially like up here, maybe, where the siege equipment might be. So that if they go over there, we can have like a small little sneak force. They just kind of set fire on that, or use fire arrows or whatever fire-based stuff we have to light that. Or just use it as area, or just use it as aerial deniers.
Range-wise, we might need to get close enough with some kind of sneak force that are willing to sacrifice themselves, more or less.
Damn.
33.
It's a good goddamn roll.
Yeah. So as the evening comes, as night begins to fall over the valley, Arngrim begins to help out with the sort of kitchens that have been set up here, providing meals to the surrounding forces. And you eventually do. You conjure this perfect, what many would hope is not, in fact, their last meal. You can, as everyone digs into this massive, long set of tables that's been set up throughout the centre of the courtyard here. The 1,000-strong army sitting down to eat in this sort of mess hall type setup. Some soldiers kind of receiving blessings from war priests, others are praying to their ancestors and to the first ancestor god, Dune. Some soldiers, as they take bites of their meals, are polishing their battle axes, looking all 5 of you up, kind of curious glances as you all kind of join the feast here.
I do have a question. Couple things. So, one, are we going to potentially do the bridge for the Ram Riders? And two, looking at the Ram Riders, do they really only have 400 feet of movement? It seems kind of slow.
Let me double check.
Because everyone seems to have 300.
Yeah.
So they're only just like slightly faster than the normal people.
My cannoneers have 200. Granted, they're hauling cannons.
Yeah, like because the warriors and the archers.
I also have 400 for the Lord on his mount.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I based it off of
that's fine.
giant goats who have a speed of 40 feet.
You're good, fam. You're good.
Okay.
Oh, question then,
Yes.
because that is important. Normal mounting rules. Normal mount rules allow the mounts to dash without taking the action of the ones riding them. Is that still a thing?
Let's see here. Because if that's the case, they would have the same rules for any sort of war riders that might find themselves on the map.
I know that. I mean, that's
Yeah.
because the war riders moved really far. That's why. That's why I was asking.
Okay. So I'm just.
Yeah, mount rules are fucky. That's why I really don't touch them as a DM. But you're the one that did this.
I would probably say, for the sake of simplicity, no, because there's going to be a lot of stuff going on in the battlefield. Yeah. Just piling extra rules
fine.
on, it's going to make things a bit complicated.
Yeah, you're good.
All right.
I have an idea. Let's place our units where we sort of want them to be currently. Do a talk over if that's a good idea or not, possible weaknesses, possible strengths, and then rinse and repeat for a bit.
Yeah, it's getting into night time here, so you might have to finish up planning soon.
The one issue I have currently with what I have to do with, I'm not sure if I want to put the runic golem at the front gate as, you know, big beefy barrier, or if I want to put him in direct combat.
I think I almost feel the runic golem should counteract giants. So wherever they are, he should be.
Yeah.
This makes sense to me because you meet big with big.
So, if you're joining any regiments, if you look in the icons, you'll have your class icons in there as well. Just switch that onto the units there that you're willing to join. For example, I've set Arngrim's icon on the steam hammer there.
There you go.
Where's Arngrim's? Oh wait, no, that's the runic golem. Fuck, where is the? Okay, there it is. Okay. I was like,
so I have a thought. Saoyun, would you like to be in my steam hammer? Because I have a platform that can support 3 people. You can be in like half cover and shoot a gun, or you can stand up on the platform and shoot your own gun. The gun you can shoot has 3 attacks.
Yeah, but what's the range?
Let me pop that up.
Because
normally 60, so I'm assuming 600.
That would be that's your movement speed times by 10. If it's 60, then it would be we'll say you know what, we'll go ahead and say 200 for that for the guns there.
Okay, so 2 squares.
Then what about my own gun? My own gun has a range of 80 with a long range of 320.
Okay, so the long range will round out to 400. What's the short range again?
80.
80. So we'll round out to we'll round out to 200. We'll say. So
All right.
200, 400. Make you feel a bit useful in this fight.
Yeah, that was one issue I had with previous.
Yeah. So for Liska, Avon rather, I will say sure. We can round them. We can round them up to 500 feet. But bearing in mind, the War Gliders will also get the same.
That is perfectly fine.
I'm almost tempted to have Saoyun shoulder ride on the golem.
You want it?
I mean, if you want to Iron Giant it, man, go ahead. I offered you the moving power.
You could also put a cannoneer on each shoulder.
Options. I'm weighing options because, remember, while the golem may be good and strong against, magic because it has a variety of features for that, it does not have any directly good ranged attacks, whereas I do. Plus, I can cast spells.
Yeah, but it doesn't have a saddle, motherfucker.
True.
And it's also probably to be close to giants.
Also,
Yes, and if it gets hit, you get hit.
we know how I feel about getting handholded by a giant.
If it gets hit, you would probably, hits hard enough. You'd probably have to make a dex save to stay on.
Just lash a cannoneer onto each shoulder, and there you go.
Yeah.
No.
Seems legit. Seems legit.
Look, I have to get the bad ideas out so we can save room for the good ones.
Yeah. By the way, might want to consider sort of finishing up planning here.
Yeah.
I mean,
okay. Here's something we could do for our fish boys. They could roll around with the tank for some extra protection.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
Because the tank isn't necessarily a melee thing to go in there, but this thing's pretty big and it's also very beefy. If there's anything that happens, it can be used as, cover. They can hide behind it.
Yeah, it might be a bit of a tight squeeze because sure the tank is huge, but it's 30 guys.
Yeah, it is 30 guys, definitely. But, would you rather be in an open field, or some of you can hide behind a tank?
Yeah, true.
You're 30 guys, that's 80, that's 100, 200 guys over there. You're 30. You are a third to a sixth their size. Would you like some help?
Yeah.
Plus, 3 dudes at a time, if any fall, can take turns getting on top of the steam hammer for a little extra cover.
Yeah,
And a little raised shooting platform.
entirely up to you.
I'm probably gonna have Sao join the cannoneers.
All right then, you are able to mark yourself on there, I believe. Your icon is the green the green artificer symbol.
Yes. For the sake of purposes, I will have Sao's token remain, but
Yep.
in the mountains, basically.
Yep, no worries.
I was gonna say further up the mountain, so it doesn't,
Okay.
pose.
In the mountains.
In the mountains. Where are you sticking your runic golem?
I'm probably gonna have it somewhere across the river, so it can march towards the giants once they arrive.
Okay.
Yeah, those are like the only. Disposable, but that's the only thing that's not people.
Alive.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
go ahead and maneuver it.
Yeah, although I'm sure some dwarves would be like, this costs so much, it's worth several lives, but
It's repairable.
It can also probably have an easier time crossing the river.
Yeah. Oh, I think we lost Ralph. Oh, there we go. There he is.
My Discord crashed.
Yeah. All right. Where are you setting up your warriors and crossbowmen?
I don't know.
Well, let's see. Just gonna zoom in a little bit. So do we want to make a line of defense here, or should we make one a bit further up?
I
Because
think
doesn't want
this
to be
one
too
can probably
far.
be a little further up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kind of like give it a
stretch out.
good.
Yeah, stretch out a
Also-
little bit.
Also, bearing in mind, your regiments aren't currently moving out to these places. They're all still within the courtyard, kind of having their meals, and this is just forward planning.
Yeah,
we're
we're
battle
basically
planning. That's the
Yeah,
assumption.
yeah, we're just putting like little figurines on a map, basically.
Yeah.
Should the Helmsworth warriors be with the Iron Guard, or should they be like a backup with the Rangers? Or should they be with the Cannoneers, maybe?
Da-da-ba-ba-ba. What is their motion? I think they.
Or should it be on the front with the with Iron Guard?
Yeah, let's put them on the front with. Where are the war priests? Are they gonna chill here, or are they gonna be up here?
They should, they should be here somewhere.
Yeah, because honestly, if the war priests are right where the warriors are, they'd be able to heal them and both of these regiments at the same time.
Yeah.
And that is good.
All right, so we'll say there.
Yeah, something like that. And I mean, they can take up the same square, right? Send their swarms.
They can, yes.
Yeah, so they could probably like. Honestly, maybe they could intermix a little bit so that they like.
So
yeah.
buffering the ranks of the
Yeah, kind of
warriors. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of chaining them together to make like a bigger troop, maybe, so that they're
Right.
a little bit better in melee in case they end up in melee.
I just keep track of that, Atlas.
For what? I'm sorry.
Basically thinking of putting the Hemsworth warriors together with the rune priests.
Yeah. So right there, the war priests are overlapping with the warriors.
That works.
Yeah.
Yeah, because where they are
Something
right
like
now,
you as
it
well.
allows them to heal all 3 regiments.
Yeah, and the archers should be
Sure.
and the archers should be with the other archers, or should it be with the cannoneers, like up here?
It would be worthwhile to have some range to be able to look in this direction.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Range
think.
support's really
Behind
nice.
there.
Yeah,
Or,
the archers
like-
are good. You can probably put.
Yeah.
I'd probably put the crossbowmen like one right here, and then
Yeah.
another, like back here.
Also, bearing in mind, this is kind of upward slope, so the archers are currently on low ground right now.
But it does mean anything they're shooting at, you know, they're going to have clear vision of everybody coming down the hill at them.
Mm-hmm.
So. And it means you can shoot over your guys. You don't have to worry about not being able to shoot through them. You can just shoot over your guys and shoot the guys in the back
Yeah,
line.
it's like hang on, let's go. No snapping. It's like that sort of decline, sort of gradual, sloped. It's, it exaggerated there, but you get what I mean.
Mhm. What if I hear Helmsworth?
Is Grunker joining any regiments, or is he just staying by himself?
Good question.
Oh, also, I don't think Liska would have the speeds to keep up with the Ram Riders.
Oh no, definitely not.
Yeah, she might have to sort of
What about Bastion?
plop. I imagine, yeah.
She can't ride Bastion.
Alright.
Yeah. Plopping yourself on the map, I imagine, in the front lines.
Yeah, she's going to be. Wait, where'd she just go? There she is. Yes, honestly, she's probably going to start out kind of mid, and I'll probably up here next to the king just to see how things are going to shake out, and then move accordingly.
All right then.
What if we... Can you suck the iron guards a little bit closer? I'm trying to get in a position where these guys, my war priests, are protected, but able to be adjacent.
To like squish them together, you mean?
Kinda, yeah.
I mean, like
Hey, there
this
you go. That works.
Perfect. Now everybody's getting healing. And
Yeah.
nobody is exposed.
What? So this
There you
guy,
go.
King Kazad, Cannoneers are right here.
I'm
Atlas.
probably gonna
Right.
have. I'm
You know
probably
what?
gonna have my artificer turret be the protector turret for the extra temp HP.
You know,
Oh, that's gonna be so good.
you know what we say. What a dwarf's good at.
Hurtling.
All right, is that your final, your final choice?
Are we committing?
Are you committing?
Yes, 'cause
Yep.
we're not doing any sort of like preparation trap wise, like nothing with oil or tar or anything like that.
I don't
Yeah.
think so. How are we feeling about like temp bridges for ourselves?
Yeah, so we can like go over, like maybe we could like go over here maybe.
Yeah, just something that can allow us mobility that it's really quickly taken up after our forces get back across.
Like big ladders.
Well, I mean, I'm talking more of the Ram Riders, so the Ram Riders don't have to go all the way around to get to the flanking. Like, if they wanted to, they can come through here, harass stuff, and then jump back across, or... You know, I'm just saying. Like,
Yeah.
something that allows... Because, again, as we were saying, I think at some point in time, the party is going to have to cross the river to deal with siege.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like, can we? Liska's gonna ask the king, like, King Kazad Runemaker, do
Aye.
you perhaps have some engineers or somebody who can make temporary bridges that can be collapsed at the moment's notice, that allows our people to get across the river super quickly and then back out?
Well, we don't have many, but we have a few that can be used. One or two.
Even one is all we need.
Very well. Won't be the most stable of things. We don't have enough time to construct something that stable.
No, that is fine. All we need is something that allows people to get across and get back if necessary.
He looks over towards the dwarven artificers who are tending to the golem. Says, "Organize your men. Construct some bridges." They go rush off back inside the city in order to begin their construction. You also notice, you see homesteads and sort of abodes sort of being evacuated along the outer walls here. Around you, you can see most of the folk here aren't, or at least the common folk aren't like normal dwarfs. They're slightly darker skinned, not brown like you might find some humans to the far east, but grey, sort of ranging from more sort of the common pink hues like Arngrim to sort of ashen grey to coal black. Most of which seem to have this white hair. To some degree, you're reminded of the deep dwarves, but they aren't deep dwarves. Likely the progenitors of what later became deep dwarves. Sayun, well, also, with a passive 16 Arcana, and Gronka's knowledge on the history of his own people, it's likely this is just sort of skin pigmentation from being exposed to possibly so much passive fire elemental magic for centuries. With how close in proximity this settlement is to the Whip of Fire, or at least the hotter areas of it.
I mean, we can just look at Gronka to see what happened.
Yeah.
Hello.
Everyone, all the common folk here that's being sort of evacuated further into the city from the courtyard. Everyone is dressed in this sort of very austere and sort of conservative manner. You can see civilians gathering their possessions, sort of herding goats, and generally sort of gathering their lives in preparation for the worst, and following crowds as local Iron Guard filter them out of the settlement and into the city, into the underground passages and bunkers, likely. You hear a few Iron Guard call out, "King's orders! Gather the old, the young, the unable. All citizens must seek shelter in the mountain pass." See small squads of Iron Guard led by one or two mountain guards. They lead the civilians underground and look like they're going to stay with them to keep them safe. Others muster those of fighting age and able body. Wives say goodbye to their husbands, and mothers give prayers to their adult sons. It seems despite all of this, there's no screams of terror, there's no tears. Everything proceeds very matter-of-factly, as if they're not unfamiliar to these proceedings. Everything is carried out in a very stoic and sturdy resolve. Bliska, you're familiar with this. This is a population not unfamiliar to the grim realities of warfare.
Bliska appreciates soldiers.
Indeed. On that thought, Vladimir kind of comes up to your group. Vladimir is not a warrior. He's not as skilled in battle as like all of you. Perhaps she's best served looking after the people here, like she did at Glenshire.
That is very good. I very much agree.
Yeah,
can you potentially stay inside the walls and look after the wounded?
I can do that, yes.
Maybe you stay in town as well. Just don't web anyone. Yeah, I know.
I mean,
Well,
maybe like spiderweb is good for bandaging.
Is that true, Webby?
Silence. Looks around.
It's like
confused.
Webby has no medical training.
Disclaimer: this spider is not a trained medical profession. Okay. I mean, if you want to.
Webby can stick with Vladimir.
Yeah, you stick with Vedmir, and
Webby kind of scuttles down from your back and scuttles up to Vladimir, sort of clinging to her sort of her ovular-shaped backpack.
Yeah. If he starts to like nibble on you, he's just hungry. Don't worry about it.
Okay. She seems a little bit nervous, but accepts his company.
Yeah. Be a good boy, Webby. Let's see you soon.
What kind of fucking party is this?
You
Notice? What do you mean? This is a normal D&D party.
Yeah. You never played D&D before?
Yeah. Got the goblin. You got the goblin's goblin.
As you see off Vadmir, you notice one dwarf, sort of an ashen-skinned, elderly-looking gentleman, kind of struggling to join the crowd. It seems his cane has been splintered in the chaos. Vadmir kind of puts up her hood and hurries over to help as she joins the crowd inside. So, what else would you like to do before the morning comes?
Get some rest.
Alright.
I guess Liska's going to go do some sapping or something.
Oh, yes, yes.
Like to cut off this group.
Alright. So, a small regiment of Iron Guard warriors accompanies you.
I would very much prefer just like 4 or 5, like, because this is really just a stealth operation.
Alright,
like it's
fair
gonna be
enough.
obvious. It's gonna be obvious whenever shit blows up.
Mhm.
But we need a very few people to be able to get out and escape.
Alright, okay. So,
Where are you doing this?
So doing this down here,
Yeah, down there.
yeah, we wanted to basically collapse this cliff face to provide something that would prevent ogres and shit from coming down this path specifically. Like, they'd have to either climb down or go around, or, it basically
Alright.
provide a barrier. A
Yeah.
barrier to access.
I'm gonna go with you, and
Okay.
I'm gonna spend quite a bit of time, because I'm gonna fuck it. Arngrim is going to approach Liska when you're going to set off. Wait, I want to join you.
Okay. Be good to have you.
I want your wisdom. It takes a long time, a full hour, but I can make some pretty potent traps. Explodes within, 20 feet and can be terrible shocks or acid and fire. With powerful runes and glyphs I can ward off of enemies. I'll be willing to spend most of the night just long enough to get a decent sleep, but I'll booby trap the field. I just need you to tell me where.
Yeah, booby. She doesn't say that. I'm just joking.
She absolutely said that.
Like, okay.
She thinks it though.
How long does it take you to do that?
It takes an hour to make one, but they last forever.
Just remember
Yeah.
where you put them.
Oh, where Liska would put them, it'd be very obvious to remember. Interesting.
Points would be really good because it's
Yeah, no,
essentially
that's
we'll take
basically
up a
it. Like,
square.
it'd be choke point, and then I'd probably, like, I have nothing, like, this right here will deter a lot of people from coming, like, flaming places where body parts are. People don't like to go through those. So that direct them through here, which would be good because that takes a long way within range of all our ranged.
Yeah.
So that would be awesome. And then maybe how many, out of character, how many would you be willing to do?
Let me see. So I would be able to pop down. Like,
Is this just a
probably
regular, or is this the ones that also
six.
do spells?
These are the glyph of warding.
Yeah, are you doing a spell or just the blasting one?
I was thinking about just doing blasting.
Okay.
5d8 is a good chunk, and if it's
Oh,
like,
yeah.
for say acid or fire, this is kind of meta, but we might know a little bit from dealing with giants when you're dealing with what's his name, or if you're a hunter, you would know this. That would be a deterrent against anything like giants or trolls that might have a generation.
Yeah, I would also.
But you would
mention
know that, so if I
would
tell
also
you what
mention,
glyph of warding does, you could.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fire is generally just good for everything. Fire
also,
fucks shit up.
what was it? 5d8.
Yeah, 5d8.
Yeah, 5d8.
Yeah, 5d8 alone is going to take a hefty chunk. Considering if we take
On average,
the,
20.
If we take the Helmsworth Warriors as a base, they have 1 HP per soldier with 30 HP.
What's the
I can
radius on
basically
that?
20. 20
You
foot
can
radius.
bomb the shit out of
So
people.
a 40 foot diameter. So it would take up half of one of the squares, plop it in the center. That's basically how we're ruling mass combat. That would just be, it fills a square.
Yeah, basically. It would fill a square.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have access to Fireball?
No.
Damn.
I do.
Nah, Glyph of Warding has to be the person casting it.
Yeah.
I was gonna say because 8d6 on average deals more damage than 5d8.
I do have access to Wall of Fire.
Ooh.
If you see, I don't know because it's not concentration. I could have it trigger and it pops up to have just you step here. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Walls of Fire.
Yeah, that's true. Because like
that'll
Glyph
be-
of Warding, I think it specifies that it does the concentration. It does the full effect of the concentration by itself, right?
Yeah.
Like if you use the concentration, it just lasts for the full duration.
That'll be pretty hilarious, though.
They step up, giant walls of fire spout up. I mean, that we could do that to really funnel them.
It's true.
Or if we just and it burns on one side. So
Yep. Let's see.
That's
What
evil. That's fucking evil. I like it.
Hey man, like we're fucking
This is war.
wrecking shit. Yeah.
This is war. There are no rules.
this is the war. The Geneva Convention does not exist here, and this is at a scale that we would not care if it did. The alternative is your mom gets murdered by greenskins and eaten.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm looking at shit and I need to just check it out real quick because there's a lot of really fucked up awesome shit we can do. So just give me 1 second while I read the specifics on Glyph of Warding. Because does it have to do... Can you do spells that target self in Glyph of Warding? Let's target a
I think
single
it has
creature
to be
or
a
an
target
area.
other
Or an
than
area.
you.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Can
an
you
area.
Can you do Spirit Guardians?
I was
Oh.
also thinking that.
Because
'Cause
third
I
level
have
Spirit
Spirit
Guardians slow
There's
shit
also,
down and
there's
hurt
also,
a lot.
There's also Guardian of Faith. That could be a good option. It's a higher level spell, but anything
you'd
walks
have
in
to
there,
upcast-
slap them with an instant.
Yeah, it does. Like Guardian of Faith is nice, but for it does have a limit on the damage it can deal. Whereas Spirit Guardians, anyone that walks through it, one is slowed, but
True.
also it deals.
But that's 10 minutes, which I doubt the battle would last fully that long. But yeah, that would work.
Let's see, spell glyph. And you'd have to upcast Glyph of Warding to do Guardian of Faith.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we can do blasting. We can do Spirit Guardians would be a good one for funneling because it also do a lot more damage and prevent them from, like, it's very much a morality sort of thing. Suddenly, like, ghost dwarves
Bunch of
pop up
ghosts
and they're
pop
just
up.
like, it's like, hey, bitch, how's it going?
I'm sure Runemaker would fucking love that sight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he would. Okay, so Glyph Warding, cool.
Otherwise, just basic exploding glyphs are good enough.
Yeah, because with spell glyph version, you do have to burn spell slots for the spell you're doing in,
Think,
and if that would limit the amount of glyphs you have, then we should just do exploding glyphs.
Yeah, we're gonna have to sort of speed through this.
Oh, come on, we're only halfway through the session.
Yeah, Jenner, come on, man. We're targeting.
We get it. We get it. You want to do combat, but you put us in the most tactical, difficult situation. So sit tight, please.
Like, yeah, we're planning out warfare, Jenner.
Okay.
Like, this
Okay.
not like in real life. This takes months, and we're doing it in hours. So I think just as fun as Spirit Guardians would be, because I don't think you have many third level spell slots to burn. Just explosive runes with fire or acid would be best.
I'd say do a mix
Well, how many third level spell slots does Arngrim have? Is Atlas still here?
I am.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, something loud was playing in the background and I had to mute it. Fucking, I got linked to hell of a meme.
That porn, man.
Yeah. No, it's a cowboy shooting the fuck out of orcs. Just
Nice.
as a prodigy for it. So I'm sorry, what was your question?
Okay. Oh, so you're level 10. We're level 10, right?
We're...
Or are we 9?
We're level 10.
We're 10.
Okay. Oh, hey, you have divine intervention. Nice.
I do.
So in that case, fuck yeah, you can do 3 full Spirit Guardian ones. Like burn your 3 4th levels and your 3 3rd levels. Or you can do 6 explosive runes. And you'd have
Yep.
2 5th levels as well. So how about this? 3 4th level slots and the 3 3rd for 3 Spirit Guardians, and then 2 5th level explosive runes, which upcast them by 2d8. So it's a 78 explosion. Does that sound good?
Sure. Where would you like it? I'm gonna
Okay.
draw a shape.
I think. Oh, hey.
So the
field is
explosive
clear.
ones.
I
Where do
think
you want the explosives?
I think the explosives should probably be where the most, obviously where they deal the most damage. And with you can put, if I remember correctly, with warding you can set what it does, right, to allow for
You can set a trigger.
the trigger.
Mhm.
So I'd probably just to maximize. This is really fucked up, but this is also how minds work. To maximize damage, could you do like a creature, a goblinoid crosses it, and then a minute later it explodes?
Or yeah, or something like I
Yeah.
figure I could do that. Like delay it by fucking probably 20 seconds. Some shit.
Yeah.
Not like
Yeah,
board
so a
game
bunch
20
of people-
seconds for a round.
Yeah, so
But
a bunch of people
essentially-
can get within it.
Yeah, so not at the start, but all right, Grunka, take a marching pace. Go from here to there, 20 feet, that much. Okay, takes 5 seconds or whatever. All right, after that much time, for somebody with your leg length having a normal stride, this will be the radius distance of the spell to have it centered. Okay.
Yeah, because as it, the fuck was that? Why did it do that? Oh, that was.
So where would you like 'em?
120.
Because if I have that trigger,
No, that's fine. I'd
I'm gonna
probably
plop some
say.
squares down.
Yeah, I'd probably say Spirit Guardian ones.
Oh, well, explosive ones first.
Okay, explosive ones. Honestly, I probably think the Vanguard would be the good place to put it. Like, right? Because they're going to be coming. Like, the ones that we're big worried about are going to be coming from this direction.
Do you want me to put one in the center of that?
Yeah, like one. You can do
channel?
like one right here, and I'd probably put. Spirit Guardians right here, and then put one explosive one just like right here, so they're worried about this entire field being booby trapped. So Spirit Guardians, and then an explosive one right here, and then another explosive one up here.
Okay,
Does that,
so
does that make sense?
there's an explosive trap.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So where would you like another one?
Like, let's say right about here.
Got
This
no
card.
idea. Yeah, you're still gonna have to do some stealth checks for this.
I mean, if there's a bunch sitting at the goblins, yeah, sure. Do we
Well,
like? Obviously,
what-
I obviously think we're going to do this first before we blow up the mountain. Because as soon as we blow up that mountain, it's
That's
going to
that.
be obvious. Yeah, we're going to be retreating.
So there's what, 2 explosive runes?
Yeah, and then
Okay, and
the Spirit
one
Guardians,
Spirit Guardian.
like right in here. Yeah.
I'm fucking loving this.
So we do have this area very open if they come to flank there, but that does mean we've created channels. I'm gonna actually bump the Spirit Guardians in a little bit deeper so they can't really be flanked very well.
Oh yeah.
And they're controlling types of checkpoints. Okay.
In fact,
so in my instance,
in fact, I think let's see. This could probably, because this is like hiding a trap.
Yeah.
I imagine this would be more of a survival check.
Well, luckily Liska's there.
There you go.
all right.
So,
And I do like the fact that. Oh, sorry. Continue, Jenner.
because Arngrim's the one doing this, he's going to have to make the survival check, aided by Liska. You can also do your guidance as well.
Okay, so advantage with guidance for Arngrim.
Yes.
Okay.
Wading out in the middle of the night, and then in the long grass fields of the plains of Druvenholme, keeping close to the shadows.
Okay. And you know what? For the sake of, I'll just get some rocks that are nearby, and I'll inscribe it. Sorry, I'll scribe them on that. And I'll just plunk them down. And that's where I'll cast it, because as it says, the glyphs are nearly invisible.
Ah, okay.
So I'm not hiding a trap, it's a spell on an object. And that object, or rather the glyphs on that, are nearly invisible. So there's nothing for me to hide, I'm not making a big chalk circle.
Right, okay.
I've scratched a pattern into a rock with magic, with my finger essentially, and that's almost invisible. So
requires
by
a
the
successful
spell,
investigation check
intelligence
against his
save.
DC. Yeah.
Right, okay. So, if that's the case, we can forego the survival check. What we can do, however, is do the stealth check for trying to wade through the grass, trying not to gather any attention. You know, if say any scouts were looking on, what are they doing up there? You know, trying to avoid.
So this is going to be at night.
Yes, you would have advantage on this.
With dark vision, it has a range. Unless they get within 60 some odd feet, would they even be able to see me if I'm not glowing?
Yep.
So after a range, dark vision just becomes.
This is.
It also depends if like there's moonlight and stuff like that.
There
might
is.
just be
This is
dim light.
true. This is true.
There is moonlight. This entire area is bathed in dim light, so they would have disadvantage on trying to see any of this.
All right.
Advantage, I think. So. All right with
And
that.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'll leave my armor off for this one, so I don't get disadvantage from it.
Okay.
I have mithril armor. Yeah.
There you go.
So advantage stealth check,
Yes.
and give myself that blast.
See.
I have a question.
Mhm.
And this might just be me being slightly metagamey, but can one of do one of the clerics or casters have access to pass without a trace? Because that lasts for an hour.
What?
Well, what about Vadima? She's done it before.
Vladmir's
Oh, has she?
Vladmir's gone inside of the town.
Okay, it's still down.
Yeah, Varma is.
No, that was a scroll.
Yeah. Oh, was this going? Okay. Either way. Yeah, going to. What was the advantage? Huzzah.
And,
2 13s. Nice.
Grunker, you said you were going with them as well.
Yep.
All right, so you have an ability that would help you here, I believe.
Yeah, me, yeah. Yeah, it's the plus thing. Let's see. So it's a. This was an advantage? Or was it normal?
It would be with advantage plus your additional d4.
Yeah.
13, 14, 13, and 13. All right.
Well, he still needs.
Plus-
he's
plus
still,
3.
Yeah. So 17 for. Okay. Because that plus 1's from his Luckstone.
Yeah.
It's,
So 17, 13, 13.
17, 13, 13. Okay, give me a second. Sorry, things are being a little bit slow.
No, that's all good. Roll 20 just being a pain in the ass.
Disadvantage. Okay. Okay. So. Narrowly past that one.
This is getting a little too close for comfort.
You see off in the distance, near the tree line, what looks like a pair. Distinctly, you've seen this shape before, Liska. Distinctly a pair of goblin walk riders, keeping close to the shadows, trying to keep close to the long grass. And as you venture towards the ledge, the enormously tall ledge of one of these large outcroppings, to cast one of the runes in the rock here, trying to set this trap. You notice as the warg rider, or rather both warg riders, seem to stalk across the edge, having not seen you, but you all hold your breaths for the meantime. They seem to chitter to each other, out of ear range, but they're definitely speaking amongst one another.
Could I make a perception check to hear anyway?
I'll say with disadvantage, because they're out of, earshot.
I'm gonna do good hearing. Perception. That's a 12.
12. You hear something about giants, but nothing beyond that, sadly.
Okay. Good to know.
And eventually, they pass back down the ledge as you all kind of hurriedly scurry up, pressing your backs up against the cliff wall. And eventually they make their way back into the forest. Having not noticed your trap laying.
Nice.
Alright. Yeah, they rolled a 12.
Good.
Nice.
Had it been one above, two of three of you would have failed that check. Or rather, no, was it meet or beat?
It's
It's meet or beat in general.
Yes. So had they rolled a 13, two or three of you would have failed that.
But we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
This is fucking getting too close.
That was very close. Anyway, as you scurry back through the tall grass, you see nothing of Gronka, just the parting of the grass as he kind of snakes his way down the hillside.
All you see is a rock. Oh no,
Yeah.
wait, that's not Grunka.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Grunka. No, wait, that's also a rock.
It's like, Grunka, where are you?
Oh no, that first rock was Grunka.
Eventually, you do kind
It's
of
not there anymore.
gradually sort of navigate your way back
it's
across the river, using this the brief usage of one of these sort of ramshackle siege bridges that's been quickly constructed.
Okay. So I would assume, just to give ourselves enough fucking time to get away from there, that this explosion would be in a very long fuse.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, cool. So hopefully we'll be close to or back across the river when we do see fireworks.
And
The
eventually,
fuse goes like this. That's the fuse.
I think that's a little too long.
I'm not sure that's how it works.
Sure it does. We're just gonna tie all the fuses together.
There's type of fuses that just burn slowly themselves. Like you don't have to keep adding length.
No, that's not
So,
fun.
are you waiting until morning to blow this thing, or are you blowing it now? Because depending on what time, it might initiate the battle.
I don't know. I don't think. I feel like everybody is sleeping right now, even the goblins. Like, even if we did blow it, I feel like someone might go out and check. But I don't think it would kick off the battle. But that's just my opinion. Like, if we want to, we can wait in the morning and then light Gabbo's extremely long fuse. But the thing is that at that point in time, we'd probably have to have someone wading through or sneaking back through forces to light it. Or
Which kind of defeats the purpose of this.
They might attack. Like, I guess it also depends. Like, do they attack at dawn or do Yeah, I think we should probably light it now.
All right. You give us giving a distant hand signal to whoever might be out there. You can see, rather, before you left, you did see a small sort of squadron of dwarves. Don't look very kind of experienced in military operations, but you did see them wade their way through the grass out there. And eventually, there's a small flash of a torch before it kind of flickers out, a signal that they've received your go.
Okay. Again, hopefully, there's Argrim and Liska doing their thing, but I think Liska would want to be with those guys.
Oh, okay.
And then, again, using a very slow burning fuse to give them time.
Yep.
Just fucking boog it.
Alright. Eventually, after a few minutes, maybe 5 or 10, you see a few dwarves kind of wade out of the long grass, along with Liska, making your way across the bridge to meet the rest of your forces. It is at that point that you hear off in the distance as what looks like the entirety, say for a slim portion of this pathway, crumbles in a loud avalanche. Immediately, you see, or rather, yeah, you see about a couple of minutes later what looks like torches flickering on. Here.
Where?
Here.
Oh, okay.
Atop this area. A moment goes by. Another moment goes by. You hear some roaring off in the distance. Followed by the sound of something. Rumble of a war horn. Immediately, a large orange light illuminates the entirety of this of this peak. Immediately, some of the soldiers scramble to their feet across this courtyard area.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. Not yet.
There's a low rumble. Softly quakes through the valley after a good half hour. Tree lines begin to move. What's everyone's reaction?
Well, I guess we're having a siege, boys. All the plans are out the window. We're just staying inside of the walls.
Oh no, they got the ants.
Well, this took a turn.
Well, it's been 30 minutes, so I've had time to actually redone my armor, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So, are they sieging us now?
It's unclear.
Let's keep some scouts out there, or eyes at least, scouting it. Get some motherfucker a magnifying glass, fucking telescope, periscope. Somebody watch them.
Gigascope. Yep.
You see a number of archers begin to mount up onto the walls. You see, sorry, this was a bit unexpected here.
You don't say.
The King Khazad Runemaker makes his way out into the courtyard, up onto the walls. You can see that despite his age, he's definitely used to wearing this armour, which has kind of very clearly seen many battles. Fighting alongside his men is not something strange to him. He speaks to his archers. Rally the men! They're making preparations!
We don't even know if they're attacking yet. King.
It's at... It is at that moment that you see tree lines begin to move. You see spilling out, marching... Not charging, but marching. What looks like a large number of regiments of green skin, black armour. You can see lit torches. You can see what looks like a number of archers, archers seem to have burning arrowheads. And you also see a larger humanoid figure accompanies them. Or rather, figures clad in what looks like ramshackled, scavenged iron armour and enormous spiked clubs. One gargantuan figure stands out amongst the rest. Give me a second.
I'm just gonna ask straight up, because I kind of lost track of what time it is in game.
Like 11 at night.
Alright, so the entire layout of our army thing is just thrown out the window?
Yep.
Well, shit.
Because destroying something that wasn't even an attack apparently started off the battle.
I'll
Like,
pull
they
my
took no
shit back
casualties,
then.
but they were like, fuck it. That's
Alright, I pulled my shit back. Guess I'll have my cannoneers mount the walls.
You see one gargantuan figure standing out amongst the rest, a humanoid individual. Rotund, fat, filthy, unclothed beyond what looks like a dirty furred loincloth. And he holds a very tall tree trunk, like a club. About, from what you can estimate from this distance, about 50 feet. 50 feet long. And clutches what looks like an enormous boulder to its side.
Good old giants.
And they all immediately halt. So, both the king and the general, he looks upon his men and towards you. The heroes of Hammer Strike. And nods. We should get into positions.
Like, I'm all for just getting sleep. I mean, they're standing there. Like, they're marshalling their forces, but they haven't done anything. They're not advancing, they're not doing anything. They're apparently waiting.
Well,
I say we wait them out. We already have set up the fences. And we can marshal our people very quickly if they do decide to advance. But as it stands, they're already apparently on a hair trigger in order to have something like that explosion set them off, so they're not in the best shape as is.
very well. Settle the forces. Be prepared for the worst. Be ready. Take some rest. We attack at dawn.
Yeah, Liska's gonna look to everyone else, but you're like, I mean, if y'all don't agree, like, feel free to speak up. But I know that he, and she motions to Arkham, just did a whole lot of magic, and he's going to need
I
some
need
rest.
to sleep.
I do agree. We should at least try and get some rest in. If they're not outright marching towards us right now, give it a bit, maybe half an hour. If they don't move, try and get some rest.
All right.
Cool.
A number of watchmen, archers take to the walls to stay alert and begin to rotate in their watches. An hour goes by, and you can see them beginning to set up small campfires on the other side of the valley. By the firelight, judging by their numbers, it's a lot of numbers. There's perhaps 2,000 to 3,000, best you can judge.
Makes sense.
The rest of the night is uncomfortable and restless, but you do gather a long rest. Bare minimum, at least. There's a tension throughout the camp here. Some soldiers stay awake. Some soldiers praying to their ancestors. They know this battle to come.
Liska's going to, knowing that there's some, like, she can honestly sense there's some nervousness because whatever, like, she's just gonna go around and just be like, it's just for show, they're trying to psych you out, it's fine, you're behind the walls right now. And she's going to just be out in the open, like she's just going to sit down, lean against a wall out in the open courtyard where everyone can see her being not worried.
All right.
Just be like, oh, the hero person is chill. Like, cool, that's fine. Because, you know, there is an aspect of psychological warfare.
Yeah.
So
That seems to be what's happened here. After about half an hour of hearing this explosion, it seems that they've moved their forces out from cover and into the valley itself, just as a show of force. Yeah, you've seen this sort of tactic before.
Yep. But she also knows that Arngrim bakes a mean quiche in the morning.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's fine.
Eventually, as not the break of morning, but eventually you all awaken at the earliest peak of morning. Perhaps about 6 o'clock in the morning. And there's still that tension, though many are reassured by your presence, Liska, and the presence of the rest of the heroes of Druvenholme here, and the presence of King Khazar Runemaker himself.
Liska's going to do very light morning drills with the Lakeshire guys. Nothing to, like, wear them out, but one, to show that, like, to get their minds off of what they've been, like, fucking around with, like, been thinking about the entire night, and also just to kind of, like, get their muscle memory going and get their blood pumping, like,
Alright.
you know, to warm them up in the... I imagine it's a cool morning. Is it?
Yeah, it's a fairly chilly morning compared to previously, where the warm breeze from the whip of fire kind of makes its way into the valley.
Gotcha. So yeah, so she's just basically running them through some very light drills, just reminding them of their training, also showing to the other forces, the Iron Guard forces, just like, oh, okay. Like, they're chill, they're relaxed, we totally got this. They're like, wait, we are trained soldiers in the fucking mainland army. Yeah, of course we fucking...
Yeah, I mean, the Mountain Guard themselves seem relatively unfazed by all of this. They are hardy, trained Royal Guard.
Yeah, Liska's just trying to keep up morale. She's just like, man, I wish that Bard were here.
Just go ahead and make a general Christmas check with strength.
Stupid sexy bard.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, no, hang on, sorry. Fucking...
I was gonna say, can you say that again real quick?
No, I got mixed up there. Just make a... fucking... I'll say just go ahead and make a Christmas check and add your proficiency modifier.
Okay. So that just makes it... I'm just gonna roll 1d20 and add 3.
Yeah. Fucking charisma check with strength. What the fuck?
I mean, if you want Liska to fucking flex her abs and pose, then I could.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be down for that. You know, that's why the abilities are in parentheses behind the skill checks, because you can switch them around. You'd be like, can I do a persuasion check with strength?
Oh,
anyway.
actually, you know what? Persuasion check with strength. Why not? Go
Fuck
ahead.
yeah.
Go
Let's
ahead.
do this.
Fuck it.
Sweet. That really buffs up my my roll. So let's try this. Hopefully I get a nat 20. That'd be hilarious. Yes! Fucking
Perfect.
yes.
How does this do this?
Liska's gonna sit there and, like, in... This is so stupid.
Yeah,
it's so amazing. Liska is going to... in the morning, she's gonna have her armor off, and she's just wearing just, like, the base under padding, which is, like, basically a tube top for her.
Yep.
And she's gonna be, like, sitting there in the, like,
just
a well or something in the courtyard. She's just, like, pouring water, like, just running through her hair, like, shaking it off, like, like rubbing down those muscles.
For
Just be like,
sake.
oh, yeah. Like, this is... oh, just gotta warm up for the oncoming battle. It's like gotta get in the right mindset.
you know, strangely enough, your Lakes Vale warriors and Streamwood archers, they seem relatively inspired by this. Oh, just this serious atmosphere just broken by this stupid moment. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, just helping the Iron Guards and the other dwarven people too while she's at it. Just do her thing with that nat 20.
Helping them stay iron.
Yep. Some, as you might call them, hardened warriors.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's another kind of bloodlust going now.
That's like, get the blood pumping in the morning, right?
I mean, you rolled so high. I just give a fucking inspiration to both of the warriors and the archers. Why not?
Fuck yeah, why not? This is
to old warriors or archer, or just the ones we had with us?
Just the ones that Liska directly commands.
All right.
Okay. I mean, I'm not doing this to be better or trying for more, but she was doing this in the courtyard because she knows that the iron, the dwarven, she was doing the training to get the warriors and the archers' minds off of it, but the flexing abs and doing that was more for the dwarven people.
Okay.
So for inspiration, I'm fine with them not getting inspiration, but I do kind of want to try to offset what if they did take any negatives in morale or anything like that. That's what I was going for.
Right. Okay. I will say. Sure. They take off one from the demoralization ranks, so that they no longer have -2 to attacks.
Yeah.
There you go.
That is all I wanted.
Yeah, they're thinking of something else right now.
Yep.
Like not dying.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the what is it? The baby boomers, because they came back from war. They were like, "I'm not dead. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah.
Let's celebrate life, bitch."
Yeah.
So yeah, Liska's just reminding them of that. Hey, there's something to live for.
Mm-hmm.
Giant, muscular, mountain mamas.
Yeah, I think you just gave a lot of people some fetishes they didn't know they had.
Virginia, Mountain Mama.
Mountain Mama.
Anyway.
So anyway, and then Liska puts her armor back on.
Yeah.
And there is a resounding oh.
So, as Arngrim, I imagine you're cooking up a meal for them. Or at least, I think this carry over from last night, or... Arngrim? Valve?
Are you hard muted?
I think you're hard muted. Valve? Oh no. Oh no.
Oh man.
Oh
He
no.
was muted that entire time. Sad times.
Oh no. Oh, the thing is,
How about now?
There you go. Okay.
There we go.
Okay.
Sorry, my sound mixer. My sound mixer got mixed up on things.
Okay. So, are you cooking a brief breakfast for everyone here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just I'll cook breakfast. I imagine they have my fucking 33 to get that 4 temp hit points.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I don't need to do stuff.
Okay. So you rolled that last night for this morning. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So just clearing.
Well, I imagine there's not going to be a big breakfast
Mm-hmm.
because you don't want to fight on a full ass stomach.
Yeah.
If you've ever gone jogging and exercising right after eating, you'd know that digestion stops and your food rots and makes you puke.
Yeah.
So that was the good hearty meal to give you energy. Everything now will be like fucking berries and nuts and high protein, complex carbohydrate shit.
Yep.
That
An assortment of treats.
they can. Yeah, it's an assortment of treats to just like here's a burst of energy. You know, the other one made sure that you lots of meats and salts and shit resupply all the energy and protein your body needs, so it's at maximum capacity. Here's shit you're immediately digesting. You're probably gonna have an energy crash later, but it's better to have an energy crash 3 hours from now, when when you're tired after the battle, than have a energy crash in the battle because you didn't eat right or you ate too much and now you're nauseous and puking.
Yep.
So, light snack.
All right. So as you prepare that, King Khazad Dreammaker, he's been resting on and off throughout the night, just continuously checking the ramparts, looking over at the enemy force there, looking towards his men. But he looks over his own forces in the courtyard as they prepare themselves for battle. And he stamps his runic hammer down on the stone of the wall like a gavel. Ding ding, once and twice. The sound rings out throughout the tremendous courtyard. Brothers, sisters, allies, as he looks to all of you. Many of you are frightened. That fear I understand. The banners of the enemy approach. We hear their roars of bloodthirst through the trees. So now, we will meet them face to face. In a green tide, the likes of which we have never seen. I am resolved in the heat of battle to live or die amongst you all. We are the bastion of Mainland, against which the greenskins will throw themselves. Let them come with the armies of hell itself. While we stand united, none shall pass. When the day is done, we shall see each other once more. Be it by the sides of our ancestors in Down's embrace, or on the field of victory! Eruptions of cheers throughout the crowds as he stamps his gavel-like hammer once more. And they get a morale boost.
Yeah, nice.
Rad. Nice speech, big man.
It's to that point that all the soldiers prepare themselves, head out to march, and begin forming their lines.
Okay, so we do get to put our people on there. Cool.
So, for reference, the yellow line is the setup area.
Time to dash our shit back together.
Yeah, should be that hard. Click off, bitch. There we go.
As you all begin to march out into your formations, you see what looks like... oh, hang on. As the rising sun peeks over the mountain, you hear the call of a deep, bellowing war horn rumbling through the valley. To the south, upon the peak of the Dwarven Outlook, here, To the south upon the peak of the Dwarven Outlook, you see what looks like a large structure lifted into view from behind the walls. A structure of pulleys and wood and cured wing-like leather sails of brown and blood red. Must be at least 50 feet tall. Its visibility prominent throughout the valley. This is a signal tower.
That's not so good.
So that's where we need to kill the guy.
Hang on, just got to get rid of that. There we go. This is a signal tower, and it's not of Dwarven make. The familiar sound of a low rumble quakes through the valley, and the enemy forces begin to move. So, I would like all of you to roll initiative.
And remember, we have to roll initiative for every single unit we have.
Not every single unit. For example, the Iron Guard warriors can just have a single initiative order.
I'm aware. Like every swarm has its own initiative.
Every type of swarm, yes.
Yeah.
Access to you. Make sure I'm selecting you. Oh, why is that whisper to GM? That's annoying.
Yeah, just go ahead and switch out from Whisper to GM.
Yeah.
For your stuff.
Yeah, I think they were like default to
Yeah, my
GM
bad.
whispering.
Oh, that's alright. Public. Parameters. Have the. So it was Sal who was controlling the archers and the
Sao is
Lakeshire people.
Sao is controlling the cannoneers and the runic golem.
Okay, but Sal asked for the archers.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Sable let to go.
Yeah. The archers
no,
would
not
do a good supplement to the
Yeah.
cannoneers, but if somebody else wants to use the archers, go for it.
Yeah, the Iron Guard crossbowmen. Yeah, they're doing their thing there. And also make sure to roll for your own token.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have rolled for mine. I'm just gonna say it like this: the initiative order is looking fucking long.
This is going to be a long fight.
Is
Where is their initiative?
where's our is my little token attached to my sheet?
Yes, it should be.
Okay, just double checking before I roll initiative. Cool.
Yeah. Do we have to manually roll these, or is there like an initiative button on them?
Yeah, in their sheets, in their little place where it has their
You can
like
also
abilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should see this little thing.
You
Here,
can
I'll put it in chat.
You can also select the token, and there'll be a few buttons in the top left,
Oh.
and in it is initiative. In it. There you go.
In it.
Alright.
In it. Right.
Isn't that right? I thought they said int for some reason.
Right, let me know when you've all done your initiative here.
Did we do Sable and his crossbowman? Or Vellum and his crossbowman?
I do not believe so.
Okay, that's something
we might want to do that, because for as much as I feel like we'd be able to do much today, we still got like half an hour or 40 minutes until game time. So, this is an FYI. I don't even think we'll get through the first round.
Probably not.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
Elmsworth Warriors got a nat 20 on their initiative. Nice.
Yeah.
Did we do the art? Did we do the Steam Weedle Archers yet?
No.
I feel like this is a fucking Warhammer 40k board game, tabletop game. We're like, okay, wait, hold on. We roll initiative for these people.
Why do you think I'm loving this so much?
I'm rolling.
Archers. Let me do that. There you go.
Okay.
20.
Hey.
Oh, nice.
Nat 20 and a dirty 20. Nice. Man, let's just train it.
Filthy.
Okay, so is 416 for the crossbowmen, and then Sables, which would be Sables. Oh, never mind. They have 4. Okay, cool. Never mind. So yeah, what's Sables? Keep saying Sable. Fuck, Vellum.
Vellum. Vellum. Yeah. I did roll for him.
Okay.
Yeah,
there it is. Okay, 14.
Four
he was the 4.
Yeah, 4.16.
Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Was. Okay, cool.
Okay.
All sort of.
So, the war horn sounds out, and immediately the first ones to charge are the Warg Riders. So, immediately, you see 2 packs of these Warg Riders go into a sprint. That's going to be their turn. Warriors.
I feel like we're going to kind of hold the line, are we? Like
Dodging would be wise.
Yeah. I guess, yeah, just dodge.
Alright.
Everybody in the club getting dodgy.
The archers.
Or do we want to spread... Sorry. Do we kind of want to spread out to fill the space a little? Or...
To you?
Nah, let's keep them packed up, because right now those priests are being juicy and healy, so... Yeah, I think just... as soon as they come within... The archers are holding their action to shoot as soon as the... Why? Roll 20. Stop. Why? There we go. Yeah, to shoot within range.
Okay then.
Their first volley whenever Worgans come within. And that's their turn.
Alright, Gronko, what you doing? Just
All
holding?
right.
Holding the line.
Yeah, they're gonna be here like next turn, right?
Quite possibly.
Something's gonna happen next turn, yeah.
Yeah. So Gronko's just gonna... He's gonna brace. He's going to rage. Furious rage. Or frenzied rage, rather. And then he's gonna take his action to dodge. And brace himself for these.
Alright. The War Priests, what are they doing? Atlas.
At this point, for the war priests, I don't think there's anything within range that they can immediately do.
Okay.
Let me double check. Yep. Nothing they can immediately do. Do they have to wait here?
Alright then. Next up. You all see, particularly you, Sayun, who's joined the Cannoneers, who are currently waiting to light their fuses. The great lumbering hill giant begins to run up to this direction.
I don't like that.
The Iron Guard warriors.
I guess kind of the same thing. Gonna dodge,
Okay.
brace themselves. I don't think they can't.
Turtle.
Yeah, because I mean they have short bows, so they could like attack him before they come. But I don't know. I don't know how quick they're gonna actually be on top of us. Because I could have them to hold an action and then shoot them as soon as they come in range, and then before they actually attack us, switch back to melee. But yeah, I don't know. Like, how far did they go? They went like from.
They
here.
dash to get 1,000. When they dash, they have
Okay.
1,000 feet.
Okay, yeah, then I think that's gonna be okay. Yeah. Alright, so that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hold them. They're gonna switch to their short bows. It's short bows, right? Yeah, short bows. And they're gonna hold action and fire at the war riders once they get in range.
Okay then. You hear the bellow of a war horn sound off in the distance, and you see the large sail, the large signal tower, raises its sails in this X shape. That'd be that. Let's go.
Alright. Let's go. Okay, yeah, cool. Everyone is within range. Is gonna see that and just be like, okay, I found the general. He's up on the mountain. We should probably do something about that at some point. And then she is going to. For now, she is going to just kind of move up front onto there. Take the dodge action, but just kind of look around and make sure, or just do what she can to prevent, just to keep track of this battlefield.
Yeah,
She's just going to keep an eye on everything as best she can.
Okay. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Very good. Yep. Oh, hey, nat 20.
Oh shit. You see what looks like a very large figure and a number of other smaller figures organised in a tight-knit regiment approaching from this direction.
Okay. Alright. She is going to give that information. She's going to spread this, like, to the south, along the cliff face into the ocean inlet. There is another group coming. It looks to not be our friends.
Alright then.
And that's her turn.
What's the crossbowmen? Just holding their ground, just waiting for something to get in range. I believe you all have access to the sheet now. Because, Vellum's not here.
Yep.
Yep.
I guess just...
I think it's all that there can be done.
Alright then.
Yep. Ready actions. That's basically it.
So Yun, you're currently with the cannoneers.
I am. One thing I would like to ask, didn't we blow up the walkway up over here?
Yep.
There is a very faint, sliver of rock that's still there, like a very faint ledge. Probably not enough for any large creatures to make their way across safely, or at least not without some difficulty.
Hmm. Sao is gonna go prone so she can get the benefit of her bipod.
Mm-hmm.
And next to her, she's gonna lay her launcher, so she has that at the ready. Otherwise, she's gonna order the cannoneers to restrain themselves from just shooting in all willy-nilly directions, and instead focus fire once the enemy is close enough.
All right.
Close enough being long range for the first, because if that can hit, big boom.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, like I said previously, this isn't you as like characters commanding this army. This is you all sort of working together out of character, like acting as the tactical mind of King Kaza Druvenholme.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
She ain't about to just, tell a bunch of dwarves to do X.
Yeah.
But come on, you little fucks.
All right. Let's see. Goblin archers. They're just going to hold an action to move with the front lines. Let's see here. You see a number of large, iron-clad ogres. These large figures begin running their way down into the centre of between these two formations at a full sprint.
Do they reach the traps?
Let's see, this one here going next to them. You look on Arngrim and you just smirk. They are about to run right, or at least one unit of them is about to run headfirst into one of these traps you've set. None the wiser.
Behold, I shall clap your cheeks.
Not quite there yet, but we'll save that for next turn. They do a full sprint.
So now you know what they do.
Alright, lovely. Speed. Oh no, hang on. Speed is 40 feet, not 30 feet. My bad. Let me just reorganize them there. Okay, so I can do this properly. So full 80 feet. Alright, so it triggers the first one.
Okay. Then from the runic rock pops up a shit ton, and they're celestial. Of course, so they're all these like holy kind of ghosts, but rather than being like what we think, it's all runic. A bunch of his past clan's warrior, as all these dwarves just get right up there, and as they go through, it's immediate difficult terrain.
Alright, so they are, we'll say, they're just...
halved in the area.
Yep.
And when they enter it for the first time or start their turn there, they need to make wisdom saving throws.
Yep, already done. That's an 8. -2 to wisdom saves. They are ogres.
Wow.
How much damage?
Did I upcast these ones since I had the spell slot for it? What did you have me do, dude?
They would have been
No, I
normal.
Normal?
Yeah, the boom ones are the ones that are upcast.
Right, okay.
I thought because I have 3 4th level spell slots, I was using those.
Those.
And then
So
I did
whenever
the
you're
two-
doing the glyph, you use a spell slot to cast the glyph, and then if you're using a spell instead of just the explosion, you use the spell slot of that spell. So you cast a 4th level glyph, and then use a 3rd level Spirit Guardians.
Glyph is 3rd level.
The glyph is 4th level in order to use the 3rd level. Because you... Yeah, it's,
alright, I
long and
misunderstood that.
complicated.
Alright, never mind. So, yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
So it's just 3d8 radiant. Pop.
Alright, 14.
Not the best there.
Oh, low average.
You see one of these ogres just go flying from the impact of the the radiant beam of light from one of these spirit guardians, who charges a hand, flings the radiant energy towards the ogre. It's sent off kilter, stumbling, goes running down the hill, cracks the head on a stray stone, dead.
Alright.
You took one of them out. Very good.
And now that area just has fucking ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
And when they start their turn there next time, they get hit.
Yeah. And it's difficult terrain, so you're even slower, fuckboy.
Alrighty.
It's fun
Will
stuff.
you fight through the throngs of ghosts? Or go the fuck around into a different throng of ghosts?
Go the fuck to sleep.
And if you tiptoe around it, you end up going boom.
Sorry, I'm just checking some range here.
So the crossbowmen, what's their range?
I believe you have access to the sheet.
Okay, I was just asking some, in case anyone else had it open. Right. Oh yeah, they get to attack.
Alright, go ahead and roll.
Has their turn happened yet? In order for them to... Yeah, okay, it did. Cool. Then yeah, I guess they'll attack. It is at range, so it will be with disadvantage, but say Livy. Oh yeah, 2 crossbow attacks. Let's fuck shit up.
14 and 12. Both of those hit. These are not very hard creatures to hit. They are large, lumbering, club-wielding savages.
Alright, so that is a total of 23 damage.
Nice. Let's see, halved because of swarm. Alright.
Swerve.
Deal a. You watch as one of the ogres gets porcupined by this shower of bolts and arrows. And it slumps over dead.
Let's go point out, like, ogres, like, crossbow or whatever, ballista ogres approaching.
You see in their backs they have a number of these large, vicious-looking javelins. Again, reaching behind their back, ready to throw. Let's see, goblins. This cacophony of high-pitched jeering and screaming kind of fills the valley as these regiments begin making their... Hang on, let's see. Yeah, there we go. So 30 feet, yeah. These regiments begin making their way down it, this direction. Here we go. Let's see. Seeing that their allies are being assailed here, they're going to make their way around. So 60.
Oh, yeah.
It's 60 there. And
I have a question, Jenner, because
Yes.
it looks like this is a cliff face. Do they have is that difficult terrain for them?
let me double check.
It actually does look like a cliff face.
Oh right, yes, that is a cliff face. My bad.
Yeah.
Give me a second.
Yeah, so you have to go.
I don't know
Yeah,
if they
yeah,
can
yeah.
pass through that because that's a 30 or 40 foot drop as we've established.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Are they just
my
gonna
bad.
run off the cliff? And,
Well, no, there is a small gap right here.
oh yeah, I can see that. That's what I'm saying. Are they gonna go around?
There you go.
Using the terrain.
So 60, and that triggers this mine.
Lols.
Arngrim, you look on in glee as this pack of goblins seems to trigger one of your traps.
He sees them as they cross the first stone marked. He counts 5, 4, 3. Ooh.
That wasn't the explosive
As-
one. That's the spirit guardian one. The blue's
Oh,
the
I
spirit
thought that was the
guardian.
explosion. There was the explosion sound. Damn it!
Ah,
Well, this
fuck
is
we
the
do.
explosion one. Sorry. Yeah. Up here.
Well, 17.
okay, so
But
More
they-
because they were slowed as soon as they hit it, they should be right on top of it for next turn.
there we go.
It catches.
So wisdom save. That is an 18.
So they take half. Wait, let me double check. I think it's 18. So meter beat.
All right. So,
So they
they
take half.
half
That's
of 16, half that to 8. Alright, so they take 8 points of damage. You watch this beam of divine energy ruptures from the ground. A swarm of divine ghostly spirits begins assailing the back lines of the goblins here. A number of them just drop dead immediately as they continue charging.
Like, oh fuck!
Yeah. Let's correct that damage there. There we go. And let's see, any more goblins? Yes, over here. So since the hobgoblins and the goblins go at the same time, and the archers were waiting to move, we'll say they all go at once. So 600 in this direction.
We should totally have booby trapped up there.
600 hobgoblins sticking close as they can to the hill giant down here. Seems they're all getting into position right now. The cannoneers. What's the cannoneers doing?
Alright. First and foremost, we're gonna take a pot shot at these fuckers. And they're just in long range.
Alright.
Where's the king guy? Whenever he rolled a 2. Lols.
It's just there.
So, how do I do these attacks? Do I just hit disadvantage on the sheet thing and then click the cannon?
Yeah,
Yes.
if it's long range, it's a toggle advantage, toggle disadvantage.
How many attacks does it have? Just one?
It should say.
Do they have a multi-attack?
No multi-attack. So I'm taking
so,
one.
So just one.
Fire! Dad! Look at that wasted damage. A double 8 and a 7.
You might
I
want
can't
to
even
toggle.
see anything.
Yeah, you might want to toggle off to GM. Make it public.
Alright, there.
There you go.
Well, it's a real roll. Why can't he use it? Just
Yeah. It's so
Just for future rolls.
yeah for future rolls. So that was an 8 that misses. You watch as this.
Wait.
What?
All our people have a +2 for morale to their attacks, right?
Yes,
Because
they
of the
they
speech?
do. They do.
Does a 10 hit?
Let's see. Advantage on attacks. So that would be so.
Oh no! We're at rank 1 of
Oh yes.
rally,
Yes.
so we get a +2 to attacks.
So +2 to attacks. 10 would not hit.
Okay.
It just narrowly misses.
Okay, just remember that, people. Right now we have morale +1,
Yep.
so
You
we
have
+2 to all attacks.
+2 to all attacks and advantage on all attacks.
That is good to know.
Wait, are we at rank 2 or +2?
Uh,
Are we at rank 1 or rank 2?
Oh, sorry, no. Yeah, you rank 2 rather. Instead of +2 to attacks, you have advantage on attacks. There we go. Sorry, my bad.
Okay.
So, roll again.
wait. You mean they have +2 to attacks instead of advantage?
Can you pin the ranks, Jenner?
I can't. We're full.
Okay. Well, hold on. I'll just copy and paste. You have too many pins. You can get rid of some of the art ones. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Let me just.
Okay, so we were at -1. We were at demoralization 1, which was a -2 attacks. Then Liska did her thing.
Yes,
got us to neutral.
yes. That's right.
And then the king did a rally and got us to a rally 1. So
Yes.
everything has a +2 to attacks.
Yes, everything has a +2 to attacks. My bad.
Yeah.
No,
And it should be said that, just for everybody, these ranks do stack. So if we get rally rank 2, we get advantage and +2. So, yeah. But it also goes the other way too. So,
Yes. Okay, so you all have +2 to attacks. However, 10 does not hit.
Yeah.
So next up, the runic golem. What's the runic golem doing?
I need some advice from you lot. Do I send it out to fight?
No.
yeah,
I would say no.
I'd hold off for right now.
Let things come to it, is my suggestion. And get as damaged as possible. And start to be worried that they're hurt. And, get that we're below half health, we're doing half damage thing. Right?
Yeah, but the golem
So that
is
way
a
when
bit
they do hit
different.
you, super ineffective.
The golem is not a swarm. So it just does its damage
Yes, but
regardless
they
of how
are.
far.
He needs to stay back while we fuck those things up as much as we can. And he needs to be ready and at full strength to counter them when they finally get here.
Yes.
Because they're probably going to have to get within, 500, maybe 600. I'm not sure of a wall to use a catapult.
Right. I'm gonna remain put for the golem.
All right then. Well then, what's the mountain guard doing? Just holding back?
Golem
Yes.
should probably Golem should probably dodge or something. If it has that.
I mean, I don't see why it couldn't dodge.
Yeah, it's an action everybody has access to.
Yep.
Bruce.
Alright then.
I think. Let's see, they're approaching from here. I think the mountain guards will. They will indeed just be. Hold like. Fuck. Select. There we go. They will be dodging.
Okay.
And they do not have. No, they do not have any range. So yeah, they will just be dodging, doing their thing.
All right. What's the Ram Riders doing?
The Ram Riders.
They're ramming.
The Ram Riders are going to be bait. They're going to be rabbits. They're going to run. They're going to shoot up and get like right here, and then hold their action to whenever the Warg Riders start moving. They're going to hold their action for like to basically dash and go back down. Like they're going to try to bait the Warg Riders into where they know the explosion is.
All right. Vellum. Does anyone want to pilot Vellum?
I don't think the melee boars are going to do much currently, besides taking the dodge.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not much they can do. It's just a matter of range.
Yep.
Okay then.
Like most battles, you gotta wait for, like everyone does archers and shit, and then melee hits. So.
King Khazad Runemaker.
Not much you can do.
Alright. Ungram? I believe you currently have control over the steam hammer.
He's been a steamy boy.
I don't think there's anything that's in range. My gun's at 200, and while I can shoot a cannon, I can only do that or vent my seam cumulatively twice.
Okay.
So there's... Let's see, fireball is how far away? 400?
I believe, what's its current range?
150 feet.
Okay, so...
200?
Yeah, we'll say, actually, you know what? We'll make this more useful for the battle. We'll say about 300 feet.
Okay. Yeah, there's not a whole lot I can do at the moment.
Okay.
And it's relatively slow. So it can't really go out and be bait at the moment.
Okay. Let's see, the Warg Riders. This group is going to divert their forces. They're going to clamber down the rocks, difficult terrain. Let's see, how much total sprint? 1,000. So spent two there, so 900 feet total. Alright, you watch as the Warg Riders barrel through the long grass, making that they're clambering down the rubble on the rocks. Very agile creatures, and they begin barreling over towards your left flank. There is a clash of metal as they careen into the front lines of the Iron God warriors.
Alright, so I guess they shoot them?
Yes, this would trigger all the attacks.
All the attacks.
All the attacks.
All of the attacks. Let's see. Normal, public, short bow.
If they have multi-attack, remember they get to use it.
Yep.
Oh no, hold action? Okay.
Yeah, because every round is technically a minute, not just 6 seconds.
Right.
So the Steel Beetle archers attack twice.
Yeah. So 6 misses, 21 hits, 17 hits, 9 misses, 9 misses, 15 hits.
Wow. Some shit rolls.
They're going to use their first of the day. Okay, so total of 26 damage from the Steam Weedle archers.
Alright. Good lord.
Get peppered.
Yeah. And the Iron Guard only did 7. Because they only hit once.
They have...
The immediate arrow fire from your Streamweedle archers showers down upon the Warg Riders. About five or six of them are immediately taken out and left behind in the dust and dirt as the rest of the Warg Riders barrel through the front lines. And that's about as much as they can do. They sprinted up to you. You said dash. Let's see, the Helmsworth Warriors.
Question: what about these Warg Riders?
Oh yes.
Up here.
Thank you. Let's see. It can't pass through there because that's a spiked fence.
I think it has to go around.
I'm actually impressed. We managed to do a full round.
Yeah.
Yeah, barely.
And
Yeah.
let's see. Immediately, can't quite get to you now.
But
Yeah,
they
I mean-
set off the explosion, right?
Would have had to go on this square. They took this route directly towards the Ram Riders to intercept them.
Okay.
If
I
they
knew I
did
should have
that,
put it smack dab in the center.
yeah.
Yeah, and then Ram Riders have their whole action now, so they just run away.
Oh well, whatever reinforcements might come for them might just get.
Yeah, Ram Riders as reaction when they get, like, they'll see that they don't set it off and they're like, okay. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Alright. Immediately dashing after them. So using another 50 feet of movement. You see them attempting to venture, kind of veer over towards the right flank of the Ram Riders, almost like a would you call it a pit maneuver?
A pit maneuver?
I don't know.
A pit maneuver is where a cop car taps the back of your car to make it spit out.
It's like trying to flank around their right side as they're running after the Ram Riders.
Gotcha. That's fine.
Right, so the
That'll be
Helms...
some cavalry on cavalry damage. It's gonna be great.
Yeah. So, the Helmsworth Warriors.
Alright. Let's see. They're doing their thing. They see... God, I have too much shit open. There we is. Okay. Sorry. I have everything, like, minimized, so I have to move the map around so I can see, like, the slightly see-through. Alright.
You can you can pop them open in two different tabs as well. The handouts.
Yeah, that's true. I can, but... Alright. They're 0, and they're hitting that. Yeah, they do better with great swords. They're going to... engage.
Alright.
And...
Hand them in.
Yep. Question. I don't
Yes.
know if this is... I mean, we've been talking about it, like attacking your flank and stuff like that. Is, like, if they went here, would they be flanking and get advantage on attacks?
Technically, I would say yes, because like we talked about mass combat having to be a bit more fluid and on the fly. I'll say sure.
Yeah. Like, and to be honest, this is literally where flanking came from.
Yes.
Like, when they say flanking.
Yeah.
So sweet. Fuck yeah. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's fuck some shit up.
And unlike King Khazad Runemaker commanding all of his other forces, you are commanding your Helmsworth Warriors that you've personally trained.
And they got a crit and they got max damage on the rolls.
Oh, nice.
So hold on. So that's 20 on the first hit,
Good lord.
and then 7 for the second. So 27 total.
All right.
Oh, sorry, 26.
Nice.
26. And so yeah, and then they're going to be like, they're going to try to finish off and swing. Their last bit of movement is going to swing around to this point. I know that kind of puts their backs to the ogres, but there's rivers between them.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out.
Okay,
Actually,
then.
no, they're gonna. Okay, sorry. I just want to double check. So
Yep, they've got a total
And
movement
then-
of 30.
And then, yeah, so they'll be right there. Cool.
Okay.
And that's it.
Alright. The archers.
Alright. Seeing their bros be brotastic, they're going to... Let's see, that's going to be very... They're going to shoot and aim. Yeah. They are going to make a movement to go up 1. So they're still within range of the priests, but they also are now within short range of the Goblin Warg Riders up north, and they will make 2 attacks. Boop boop. 20 and 11.
20 hits.
Okay, so that is just 6 piercing damage. They're not going to use their archer's eye because I feel like they're probably going to be using that later. And
It's funny
What's
how
this?
the lesser damage did more damage.
yeah, it happens, man. It happens. And then they're going to kind of move back. They're practicing all the repositioning that Liska taught them.
Yep. This is your training coming to fruition here.
It's just like the simulations.
Yeah.
Yep. And thus is my turn end.
Alright, Grunker.
Tank.
Right, so you're moving into the fray. We'll say we can stick your token there for.
Yeah.
There we go.
Alright, so recklessly I'm gonna attack 3 times.
All right then. Grunker again doing the doing the full Yoda with the lightsaber.
Nah, this time it's with the hammer.
Oh,
that's a
right.
Crit.
Oh, nice.
Absolute fucking spin to win.
Yeah.
Fucking Grunka, master fucking destroyer.
Yeah.
Don't like wargs, apparently.
All 3 of those hit. Just give me the total damage.
Oh, okay. Right.
Okay, hold on.
Goblin Raider attack.
So it's 50 normal bludgeoning and 11 fire.
So total damage? Is that
Yeah, so 50 bludgeoning and
50.
11 fire.
50?
Yeah, he
5-0. 5-0.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grunker just enters this blender mode of just hammer throws and you hear the goblin rage echoing throughout the battle as Grunker leaps from one warg, hops up onto the back of another warg rider, smashes that head in on the back of another one, crunch, and just complete, and in a matter of moments, in a matter of a minute, just decimates this entire warg rider regiment.
Fuck yeah, Grunka. Fuck him up. That's
scary.
It's like that's Grunka's battle cry.
Very scary.
In fact, I will say the Iron Guard warriors you're battling amongst get a +1 bonus to morale.
Oh, sweet. Now they can attack with advantage.
Yeah, nice.
Let's see, do they have... oh yeah, that's
So
the
they are on rank 2.
Sweet,
Oh
sweet,
god, I
sweet.
fucking keep forgetting about damage.
Yeah.
About the +2. You remember that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Does that mean would a 13 have hit the Goblin Warg Riders?
Oh, for the warriors?
No, for the Steam Needle Archers.
Oh no, sorry.
In the last turn.
This is this is only for the Iron Guard warriors.
No,
no.
I mean, because the entire army has a rank 1 morale.
Right. So yes, fucking.
Okay, so these Warg Riders then get an extra 7 damage, half to 3. Okay, we really need to remember that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start asking after every turn, like, morale.
Make sure you all set morale on your guys. Just hover over the green icon, hit 1. This is rank 1 of morale.
Right. Okay. Yeah, all my stuff have that, so... Okay, shit. Now what? These are still alive. I don't like that.
I'm just gonna... see, take them off of the initiative order, can I? No, I can't. I'll just sit them over for there for now.
Don't worry, they're gonna be gone for a minute. So, let's see, how did movement work with this again? It's just another 0? Or how did it work?
Yeah, just another 0. So, you currently have 400 feet of movement speed.
Alright. See, let's just collect my... Okay, I can go over here.
Or so often scream.
Yep. And I guess that's my turn. Went pretty alright, I think.
The War Priest's turn.
I just want to point out time. I do know that you want to keep playing Janner because
yeah.
basically brainstorm for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like,
So we could play. Actually, what? Yeah, it wasn't nearly the top of the round last time. So what we'll do is we will end it here, and we will continue the fight next session. How's that sound?
Yep.
Fuck yeah.
Sounds good.
All right.
Right. Well,
What'd you think of that? What'd you think of that session?
Yeah, it went pretty well.
Business.
Yeah,
It was cool.
Army combat is a little
I like it.
wonky, but it works out.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that's kind of homebrew, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. I took some inspiration from the Unearthed Arcana mass combat.
Yeah.
A good pick.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that went well. Pretty decent.
Good.
Pretty pogged.
Pretty poggers.
Okay then. Until next week, I shall stop the streaming and recording here. 3, 2, 1.